The Rap Round Table.
Yes, y'all. You know who it is. The Rap Round Table. You know what I mean? It's your boy. Every time Jarvis not here, I want to say the first thing I want to say is your boy Jarvis. My brain is just like
Listen.
trained for
Monday.
that. It's your boy Sincere the Rap Snob
Yes, sir.
with your guy Mace on the other end. Dealing the balance. You know what I mean? Get your ones up. Salute to us, the
One
best
in the
podcast
chat.
in the game. We're here for Monday Night Live as
Lock in.
usual.
Monday Night Raw. Come on now,
Monday
Sin.
Night Raw. You right.
Yep,
You right.
yep,
Monday
yep.
Night Raw.
He was
right?
a Nitro
sir.
fan. Now he learned it. You like WCW.
Yup. Salute to the chat. Salute to the
Word.
chat. Get the likes up, man.
We here for Monday Night Raw. Like, share, subscribe, comment, tell a friend to tell a friend. All of that. You know what I mean? Get the algorithming.
Yes,
So
sir.
that we get the the attention and the spotlight that we feel we deserve,
Yes,
because
sir.
nobody out here is doing it like we're doing it,
Well said, Sin.
We moving.
It just is what it is. You know what I mean? Fellas,
With the help of the chat,
we a
obviously.
little we run a little behind, CP time as usual.
Just
Yes,
a
sir.
tad.
But it's 4th of July weekend. We celebrating, the country and whatnot. But
250.
cool, whatever.
Sid
But
ain't here
we
for it,
know,
y'all.
we know it's just an excuse to not work, have a cookout. You know what I mean? Y'all got into anything over the weekend?
Shit, I was working, man. I was working all weekend. You know what I mean? I was putting in the OT. I ain't gonna lie. Like, I feel like spiritually, once I decided that Juneteenth was gonna be my thing, like a minute ago, like I ain't just switched with everybody else. But once I decided that Juneteenth was a thing for me, I feel weird also celebrating July 4th.
July 4th.
So I kind of like
Yeah.
have nothing, like I have no connection to it. They said, "Do you want OT?" I said, "Damn right, man."
Take it. I'll take it.
Hell yeah.
Yeah,
You know what I
man.
mean?
Yeah,
The
man.
fireworks
I
was
feel you.
crazy though. I ain't gonna hold you.
Hey, fireworks
did
is
enjoy those.
fireworks.
Man, I stayed my ass in the house all Friday to the pod, and then all Saturday. Y'all niggas is wild. And it was 107 degrees outside. Yo, we had tropical storms on Friday. We had heat. Shit, we just had a smorgasbord of weather. You know what I'm saying? My shit was really
Nasty
simple.
weather.
I
Facts,
played the
dude.
crib Sunday.
That's still-
Yesterday, I went to the whole shit in Brooklyn. The 92
Okay.
Plymouth shit, fire.
Tell us about
Oh,
that.
that was the last day. Yeah, that was the last day for that one. And now they doing something in the Bronx. But like, if you fuck with Hov, you go into the show, you love Reasonable Doubt, you love Blueprint, run up in there and cop son, man. It's nice. It's just the history of it all. 30 years of a culmination of like a historic career type shit. It's really fire. And the merch is actually fire. They actually got some pieces in there. I bought me a Reasonable Doubt cassette tape. That's been my little thing lately, trying to like collect all my favorite albums on cassette. I got a few more to go, but I'm starting to rack up. Get me a nice little tape player and just rock out on some like classic vibe shit.
Look,
Yeah, for
they really
sure.
did have some dope ass pieces.
And they did. Prices are
yeah.
crazy, but like
Prices.
prices
Yeah,
up.
what
Price-
you caught? What you caught? The $1,000 jacket?
No, hell,
That would be Dean. That
too
would
rich
be
for my
Dean.
blood. Nah, I kept it
The-
light, man.
the-
I copped the Not Six and Forever joint.
Not
Good
six-
black
oh,
and yellow
okay.
joint.
Yeah,
Cop that, and
yeah.
I caught my cassette tape. Still
They
ran me
say
like
that might be the
$100.
name of the. They say that might be the name of the new album that he's dropping, like an open secret, 96 and Forever.
That would be
You believe
fire.
that?
That's what I'm hearing too. That's what I'm
Yeah.
hearing too.
That would be fire.
They
Like
thought
I
it was
said-
what they thought it was Book a Hole for a while, but I think I like 96 and Forever a little bit better.
96 and Forever would be an
all offense. There's a whole bunch of album titles it could be. You know what I'm saying?
All
Like
offense.
it's all
Sound
offense.
like a little baby album title. I ain't
You
gonna
know what I'm
hold you. Like,
saying?
I don't want that.
Like unwicked. Unwicked.
Oh man. When I tell you, go
sacred
ahead.
remix, the sacred remix, unwicked. You heard?
Yeah, that's crazy. Man, when I tell you I did a whole bunch of nothing this weekend, man, it's too much, man. I'm a summer guy. We all know, summer's my season, but a regular summer, you know what I mean? 85 degrees, maybe a little
Right.
90, hit the beach, jump in some water, have some cookouts, picnics and whatnot, enjoy the outdoors and the sun. But when it starts getting 95, 97, 100,
100,
you can keep that,
102.
bro.
It was
Nigga,
102,
102.
bro.
102. Nah, you could keep that.
A
I
different
stayed
type of
in the
energy,
crib.
man.
I ain't gonna hold you, bro.
Keep
Stayed
it.
in the crib. I didn't
But
go to
Hell
work
yeah.
on them 100-degree days. No,
yo, it's
I
different
didn't go to
You didn't
work,
even.
bro.
and
That's
humid.
That's
crazy.
oppressive heat. Like, you
Well,
feel me?
look, no, I've been saying the same way that like places of work consider snowstorms inclement weather. 100 degrees. If it goes over 100, that's inclement weather, bro. We can't come in, man.
Shit.
Might have a heat
Hell
stroke out
no.
here.
Yeah, man.
Fuck
That's
out
what
here.
I'm saying. Like,
Yo, when
no way.
we done potted through heat storms, we done potted through fucking winter wars. Then in the 2-degree nights, we done potted, bro. Like we don't fought.
Hell
We don't
yeah. We
storms
done
and
did
weather.
everything, man. We here for you. We do it for y'all out there, man. We do it for
We
the
done seen it
people.
all, man. Gotta be something like
You
Prodigy,
know,
nigga. Like for
through the
real,
worst storms,
for real.
2 feet of snow,
Been
the
there,
damn sun on our back with 100 and however many degrees, we still
bro.
pod for y'all, man. We still do this for y'all.
We
'Cause
love
we love
y'all.
y'all. I know y'all love us. But let's get into some topics, some hip hop,
Yes,
some
sir.
industry, some rap. B Dot. We all know B Dot. What up, Brian?
Yes, sir.
Halfway through the year, as he is wanted to do, he dropped his annual, halfway through the year list of the best rappers in the game thus far in the year. 10 best rappers, 2026 so far. And let's go from the bottom up. We'll start with number 10, Rose, Ricky Ross.
Oh,
Number 9, Currency. Okay.
with the currency.
Number 8, Rock Mossy, my guy.
Yeah, man.
Salute to him. Love to see him get recognition. Number 7, French Montana.
And
Number 6, Juvenile.
Juve.
Number 5, Kanye. In big 2026, Kanye is still. I mean, look, shouts to Kanye, man. I have, y'all know my thoughts on Kanye, but the fact that he's still making these lists, people still, they're still rocking with him one way or another, man. Salute to him. Even though he'd be full of shit. But whatever. Number 4, Freddie Gibbs.
Gibber.
Number 4. All right.
Big rabbit.
Number 3 coming in with the bronze medal in 3rd place, Jermaine. Big J. Cole. Number 2, T.I. Ooh, number 2.
Impressed.
And number 1. Who is it, Mace?
It's Drake, of course. Slow
The
clap.
boy.
Do we want? Do we draw out the clap? Like, I don't know.
So Drake, according to Brian B. Miller,
Right?
Drake is the best rapper in the game right now, the best rapper alive, some would say. How do we feel about that? Mace, I'll start with you. Naturally,
Yes.
it's your guy.
Talk, Mace.
Not B. I mean Drake.
Right. Let's start there, right? We've been up here, we've reviewed a lot of B. lists, right? 2 a year, probably. Sometimes we review them, sometimes we just kind of just make a little bit of a talk about it. And often I tell him how, bad these lists are, how
Oh,
terrible these lists are, how he has
really?
things completely wrong.
That's interesting.
That's what I usually got to tell him. But now,
Oh, now.
Today.
Oh.
I smile like a proud dad watching his only son that made it, sin. B.
Sheesh.
Excellent
Sheesh.
list. I didn't think you had it in your B. Finally.
Oh.
Finally.
Wow.
You see, sometimes, you got to get things wrong enough to get things
Yo,
right. You got to
Mace.
keep shooting that 3-point jumper. You think Steph Curry was hitting shots in the beginning, Sin? It
That
took a
is
while for them to be, to knock them all down. And
Shout out
B.
to Mace,
You
man.
knocked this list down, brother. Finally, I don't know, You got away from my boy Elliot, you know what I mean, who may or may not be owing cash. You know what I'm saying? You down with the JBP? I don't know. You finally got it together, B Dot. Absolutely. Listen,
You understand me now?
we can talk about the list. You know, couple surprises up there. T.I. is very high. You know what I mean? Frenchie, we can
Very
talk
high.
about. This is like the first list I remember that B Dot's ever made that there were no Griselda representation. We can speak
Mm.
about that. But as far as Drake being number one on the list, who the hell else would be number one on this list? Okay, absolutely. What is the list based on? It's based on skills. It's based on sales and relevance. And what's the third thing, Sin?
Wait, I got it right here. Based on skill, songs/features,
Song/features.
and presence.
And presence. And I'm sorry, the boy out of Canada probably is number one in all of those right now. This is maybe the easiest time that I've ever had to think about a number one on a B Dot list. You know what I mean? It took me 3.2 seconds. I don't know how long it took B Dot, but absolutely, this list is very on point. Iceman album of the year. Jarv, I know you're ducking me. We still gotta debate this. Iceman album of the year. You know what I'm saying? Immaculate skills, immaculate rapping all over the project. Like I said, make them pay. Probably the best rap song of the year. You know what I'm saying? I'm sorry. This is too
Oh,
easy.
God.
Too easy. I'm
Sin,
not gonna lie to you.
I need you up
Listen,
next,
hold
bro. But I
on.
just want to say I'm happy for my man Mace. Mace, I love you like this, bro. Your energy is
Come
effervescent
on.
right now, my nigga.
It
Like
was a rough 2 years, but you know we had to
Mace,
make them pay, Dean.
Mason
Listen,
is bag right now. I appreciate it, Mace.
my mouse pointer is hovering dangerously over the mic icon right now because I'm hearing
The mute coming, bro.
this too much, man. This too much. Too much.
Oh
Dean,
shit.
you good, Mace? You done?
I'm good.
Damn.
I'm good.
You done
For now. For
bloviating?
now.
For
If y'all
now? All
talk
right.
too crazy, I may have to,
All
infringe
right.
upon your speech.
Man.
But you guys can go ahead for now,
All right.
Shit.
Dean, balance this out a little bit here, Mr. Balance.
First, and also he mentioned no Griselda. I might be the first one with no Wayne either. There's no Wayne on this list. I'm very shocked about that too. There's always a Wayne lingering on the B Dot list. Is the list a little wacky to me? Yes. Unfortunately for everybody who's on the list, people are gonna disagree with it. We're not saying you're whack because I know people tend to take it like that. You're not saying I'm in the top 10. Some
Right.
people just don't think you're in the top 10. Drake is number one. Like, we want to argue this, right? It said skills, songs, features, and presence. I can't think of the bigger presence right now. I can't. As far as songs, we're talking about charts on charts on charts. How many weeks is this now? Is this 4 weeks? Hey, Sin, man, like you can't, like I said, algorithms, man. Algorithms, bro.
Where's my soundboard?
Yo, it is what it is.
Come on.
Features hasn't really done no features like that. I gotta give respect. But in terms of the presence, the skill, like I said, to me, shout out to Tone, the Dome. To me, this is some of Drake's best rapping in the last 10 years. So in terms of rapping, this is like the highest I feel like he's been in a long time. So I gotta put him in the skills joint. The songs, I told you, I was at like 7 out of, was it how many joints is it? 18, Mace?
Yep.
And I had like 3 or 4 joints that I just like half the song. So really, I kind of more like 11 joints out of the 18. I gotta give respect where it's due. Like everybody else that we could think of that's rapping on a high level, they don't have the presence. Everyone else we could think of that has the presence that's rapping on a high level, I mean, they don't really, the features ain't there, the songs ain't there in terms of like to make this kind of list. Like I hate to give B Dot this kind of credit, but in terms of number one, I feel like he got that right. Shout out to T.I., shout out to Cole, but I tend to disagree. You get what I'm saying? Cole has pretty much disappeared off the face of the earth since the album came out a little while ago. Shout out to T.I., he's active, but 3 is kind of hard for me. Freddie belongs over both them niggas. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Freddie put out a dope project. Freddie been rapping his ass off this year. The show's been immaculate. Like, just dropped the tape, the three-piece rabbit tape. He's been cooking, bro. Like, Juvie, am I lost, bro? Maybe I'm just out the loop. Maybe like we talked about algorithms ain't algorithms. I didn't know Juvie was back at it.
He got a joint
he got
right
a
now
joint.
that's causing waves.
It's going.
A joint. You know what I'm saying? Just like You know what I'm saying? Number 6 on the list with A Joint. Hey, salute. You know, I dig it. You know what I'm saying? Rock Marcy, shout out to Rock. I always give Rock his props, even if it's not my type of bag, but I give him his type of props. He'll check at least a few boxes off in terms of skill and presence, in terms of like where he's at. The people who love him. So I can respect that. Currency, say what you want about Currency, bro. His fan base is psychopaths. He has a crazy fan base. You might not be able to name 3 Currency songs, but the fan base is immense, and they come out for their guy. You know what I'm saying? Rose's been in the headlines for a lot of shit. You know what I'm saying? To me, it wasn't even really music. It's been a whole bunch of shit. It's being what your man Drake said. If I know who's flying, see who I be. If I see who's flying economy,
I bet I know who I see.
Yeah, I seen it. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to $53,000 gas jet.
Dean
but don't want to
quoting
pay
the
for
bars
gas.
off Iceman is even more proof.
Hey, man, you know me.
the
I'm a bar guy.
impact.
I'm a bar guy. I appreciate it.
The impact.
Where's Gov, man?
Hey,
Shout out to y'all
man.
too. Where's Gov?
It is what it is. But like I said, like in terms of that, I feel like it's missed. The list is lackluster. But he does have a few people right, and he does have the top guy at the top. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is.
All right, man.
Good.
Word, Sin.
Kendrick is not on this list, Sin.
Did we get it wrong, Sin?
Kendrick is not on this list.
You know, it pains me to say, but I guess going by what 2026 has brought us thus far, oh, damn, hold on. I got to prepare myself. Hold on. Mace might be a little right here, man. Oh, that was tough.
Which part is right, though?
Finally.
My stomach
hurts. It only took 6 years.
My stomach hurts.
In a battle. In 100 diss records.
Well, look, I'll say this. Drake at number 1. I bet. Whatever. Sure. This is a gimme spot for Drake. Drake's been spent the better part of the last 2 years hyping up this Iceman album that ended up being kind of mid, but it's still, it's still a Drake album, and it's still a very hyped up album. There was the rollout. You know what I mean? There was it spent its time at number 1. There's some songs that was making waves that I honestly, in all seriousness, I don't feel like his songs are making the same waves that they were like a couple of weeks ago, maybe a month ago. But 2026 hasn't brought us much else. You know what I mean? B-Dot is a staunch Lil Wayne stan. And the fact that Wayne is nowhere on this list tells you something. He's been very inactive. The entire Griselda, usually there's at least 2 members of Griselda on.
At least.
You know what I mean? At least. There's Benny, Westside, sometimes Boldy makes it in there. Sometimes Conway makes it in there. Ransom is usually in there too. None of them have really been active this year. And I almost got mad at Conway not being on the list, but that last Conway album, which was phenomenal, but it dropped in December, right at the end of last year. So it's not a 2026 album, So for the first 6 months, what has the activity been really? You know what I mean? Usually by this time we have a Ransom, we have a Rome Street. Rome Streets is coming though. Pause. The Rome Streets project is on the horizon. That's dropping soon, but it hasn't dropped yet. Boldy has been, and the big 3 of Griselda, Westside, Benny, and Conway, been generally quiet the first 6 months. The only thing we've really been hearing from the most really is Conway on these freestyles, right?
Right.
And I guess that's not really enough to crack the top 10. But I'm looking at some of these entries. What exactly did Rick Ross do? Somebody fill me in. Pause.
He got the
Sin.
He got the beats in Miami.
Calm down.
Right, Sin.
Holy
sorry.
He
Let
got
him
the
mute-
he got
I'm
the
mute
Make Some
myself.
Miami
Just
joint.
20 minutes in.
He got
You
the
said
Make Some
what?
Miami joint ringing off right now. He had the joint. He got 2 joints with French and Max, if I'm correct. Am I right, Dean?
Okay.
He got
He
2
always,
different
find
ones.
a way to be. I think it was on TMZ the other day, bro. Like he always find a
Right.
way to be in the spotlight. So
I say
in
his
terms of
presence is
presence,
right because he
yeah,
had the verses, he's had the back and forth with Drake.
He
So I
did
think his
have the
presence
verses. Okay.
is there. But
Yeah.
with the songs and features, it's a little bit lacking. The skill is
Yeah.
always there with Ross.
yeah. You
But he keep pushing back that album. He's supposed to have already dropped the album.
Hmm.
it's a lot going on in these
Interesting.
streets, Mace. You don't want to get caught up in the
That
storm.
Iceman, like Sin, like laid out the facts. Yeah, that Iceman cleared everything out. Once niggas found out Iceman was coming out, all of a sudden nobody's dropping. So salute to the list. You know what I'm saying? You know, it's a lot of pushback, Sin. How y'all feel about T.I. at number 2?
Okay. So
What's
yeah,
up
let me
with
get
that?
to T.I. at number
Low
2.
high.
It's
I want to discuss
Look.
that with y'all.
so I'm gonna be honest. I'm not that mad at it, considering the whole back and forth between him and 50,
Right?
Yeah,
right?
Let him
That
know.
and the whole
happened.
Let him
family
know.
getting
Went
involved.
crazy.
The
And
family, yeah.
that record he got out, it was like Dean and I saw it firsthand at the Roots picnic. He did a whole set, right? Obviously, all his joints from
Fire.
20 years ago to now. Great set, great performer. This is the first time I've seen T.I. perform live. And is that true?
Should have
I might have
closed.
seen him in the Bronx.
Should have
Was he in the
closed the
Bronx
Roots
too?
picnic.
Was he
No.
in he wasn't
No.
at the Hip Hop 50?
T.I. was at
Yeah,
Hip Hop 50.
he was. Yeah, he was.
Yeah, that's
He
what I'm
was there.
saying.
He was
So
there.
I saw him there, but like this was like his own
He was
his
one
own
of the
thing,
later acts.
right? His
Yeah,
own set. So he did his thing. He's a great live performer. I really wasn't expecting that much
incredible.
from him. But what surprised me was that like usually, what we think of as legacy acts, T.I. he might be rewriting that narrative as we speak. But
Low key.
up to now, we've been thinking about him as a legacy act. So when we look at a legacy act, we're thinking, oh, he's gonna do What You Know About That, or he's gonna do like Rubber Band Man, or like one of his classic all time hits. But he closed out with Let Him Know.
That's a record right there. That's a record.
And
and did mad cuts in between, bro.
And the crowd went wild for this record.
Cuts. He did I'm Illy, bro. I'm Illy is a super T.I. battle cut. You know what I'm saying? Like
so the fact that he is out here at the Roots picnic and performing new records to close out shows, it's kind of a statement to me.
You're right.
That's a feather in his cap.
You're right.
That's
you're
a
right.
feather in his.
You know what I mean?
You're absolutely right.
He might be saying, "Hey, don't put me in that legacy category just yet. I still got life in me. I still got records in me." I'm not that mad at T.I. at number 2. I'm gonna be honest.
I'll say this.
I'm not hating.
My fault, Cookson. My fault.
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
You made a great point, Sin.
Because of course I do wanna ask y'all a Drake question, of course, right? But as far as T.I., I want to say this. This run that he's went on this year has kind of like bolstered, because with all this Atlanta being, the hot spot for rap that it is, you often have a lot of new stars popping out of there. And I feel like within like the last 5-10 years or so, people have kind of played with T.I.'s name. You hear Future is the GOAT from out there. Obviously, Andre 3K is always gonna have his section of people arguing for him. Jeezy got his people, you know what I mean? You got 10 new guys, But I feel like this most recent run, especially if you talk about the accompanying album, which I haven't listened to the entirety, but everybody's talking about how much they love the album he just dropped. I feel like this, just like you say, it's quite a statement, and I feel like he may be solidifying himself as Atlanta's GOAT with this most recent run. I gotta give him his respect, because it's been flawless this year. I ain't gonna lie. T.I. has put on a masterclass this year.
Sin brought up some really great points, and this is why you have these discussions. Because I in the terms of having a discussion, I totally forgot about how he killed the Roots picnic, bro. Like I was saying, like they should have swapped him out for Erykah Badu because Erykah Badu was so soulful. And at the end of the picnic, bro, people were just cooked in terms of energy from partying the last 2 days straight. So the Erykah Badu, the smooth, sultry vibes was like laying niggas out. You know what I'm saying? I was seeing it all through the park. But like when T.I. got on stage, bro, the energy that came from the stage and how like the way people reacted to it, bro, like it was so vintage. You know what I'm saying? He, like I said, he did mad old cuts too. It wasn't like he just did Why You Want to Go and Do That, Love. He did that, but he did mad of the hood joints we love. Money rolls, cars and clothes, 24, like all the hood joints too. And the people were going ape shit.
That's the thing that Sin is making a point of.
That's why I said I gotta give him his
you gotta give him his respect.
I gotta give him his respect. Shout out
it's
to
a lot
Tip,
of
man.
niggas that could go out there and spit 20-year-old records. It's a bunch of people that can do that. But T.I. got a record right now that's going crazy. That vaults him past a lot of people. Like, I would have put 50 and T.I. on the same level for you know what I mean? I probably put 50 a little higher, but T.I., like with this most recent run, I'm like, he might be above a few niggas. I thought he wasn't, So I can't say enough about T.I. this year. He's put on quite the you know what I mean, especially at his advanced age, you know what I'm saying? Not trying to play him, but you know what I mean.
In terms of rap, like 30 was ancient back in rap in the, so yeah. Shout out to him, man.
Is anybody missing?
Gotta be Stove God, bro. How is Stove God not on this list, man?
I mean,
how is he not on this list? Come on, like
who's you swap? Who you swap? If you had to swap, who you swapping Stove for?
I mean,
probably Currency.
I want to hear Rock Marciano.
Maybe
I want to hear him say.
No, we're not taking Rock Marciano. He just dropped a dope ass album. Nah, we're not taking Rock Marciano.
Oh shit.
So wait, I'm gonna come back to that in a second. But like, T.I. had 2, Cole at 3.
Right.
Now everybody knows how we feel about Cole. After everything that transpired in the past 2 years. But he did drop the album, and everybody knows how we feel about the album. But he did drop the album. It was a #1 album. The fan base was hella loud about it, at least at first. The rollout was there. He did the podcast interviews. Like J. Cole at 3rd behind T.I. I'm thinking about it now. T.I.'s hot, but J. Cole behind T.I. when J. Cole dropped a whole double album.
I think it's the came and went aspect of it. You get what I'm saying? Like you said, you still talking about the T.I. record. We're not talking about no records off this Cole album, bro. Like
that's
what is
it, Ding?
That's all it is, bro. Like the shit. Rewind Part 2, great record, but it's not gonna have people chatting for more than a couple days about it. You know what I'm saying?
Of the criteria, we know the skills are there. Nobody can deny
question.
that J. Cole is still rapping at
that's what I'm saying. Because criteria #1 is skill.
Right. And he's in the top percentile of that. We got to give him that.
No question.
The songs and the features is a little shaky because are there any records, and I don't want to be that guy, but what's the records, take away the fan favorites, right? I'm not going to come up here and say Lil Birdie is the song of the year. You feel what I'm saying? Like, take away the fan favorites. What record off that album really entered the consciousness of the culture? Really? I don't think any. And the presence was
out of a lot of songs too.
The presence was very high the first couple weeks. The presence is non-existent now.
That's you're right. That's true.
Even the people who fuck with it haven't been supporting it. You know what I'm saying?
Can we talk about this for a second? Because so the second criteria is songs/features.
Right.
Right. It seems to me that when J. Cole has his own songs, he drops an album, he has his own songs. For the most part, his presence in the game, in the zeitgeist of everything, doesn't really ring off like that when it's his own songs from his own albums. But when it's feature Cole, oh my God, the entire world stops to listen to a J. Cole feature and react to a J. Cole feature.
I feel
You know
like
what I mean?
you're halfway right, but I feel like that started like a couple albums ago though. Cause there was a couple albums where you just love to hear a Cole song come on, you be like, oh, that's fire. Like Forest Hill Drive, come on, there's joints on you like, oh, solo Cole
Forest
joint,
Hills
fire.
Drive was
A long
12
time
years
ago.
ago.
A long time ago. KOD got
Long
joints.
time ago.
KOD got joints to make you go, oh, I want to spend that back. You know what I'm saying? Off season, May got a couple joints that you're like, I want to spend that back. It's just been so
Right.
long
But
in
what,
between
but
that he's
what I'm
had
talking
songs that you want to spend back.
what I'm talking about, right? What I'm not talking about like just opening up your Apple Music or Spotify or whatever and being like, I'll listen to this joint if it comes up in shuffle, or maybe I just throw it on real quick. I'm talking about like cutting through, you know what I mean? Because the conversation right now, and it's very accurately put by Mace, is like this T.I. record seems to be cutting through.
Right.
J. Cole's records did a double album of records that had nothing cut through. Right?
Nothing.
Now, if this was like, what was that year that he had that crazy feature on? Was it 22?
22, 23, maybe?
22, 23?
The year with Benny joint? Was that the year with Benny?
Yeah. Man, wait,
like
was that 21?
That was a while ago, bro.
It was that's the thing. It
Daddy
wasn't a 1-year run. It was like
Johnny
a 2
P's
and a
Caddy
half
was a
year.
minute ago.
It did go, yeah. There was several years. It did span several years. You're right, Liz. So it did span several years. And every time Cole hit one of those features, they always cut through. There was always a topic of conversation.
Heavy too, heavy.
But J. Cole puts out a double album and none of those records is cutting through.
Let me address the elephant in the room with let me address the elephant in the room with the features, because you 100% right, Sin. I'll say that this is the ghost of Kendrick, actually, because Drake and Cole, two historically, like, they both have had features and feature runs that go down in history. Like two of the more modern artists that their features mean something, Cole and Drake. And essentially he's shook them both into not doing any features for anybody. Like right? Like
that's
most years that Drake and Cole get considered in these type of lists, the features are a large part of the reason why they're both up there. Drake for the notoriety of the features, Cole for the skill of the features, but they both have neither of them mean nothing in the features. Like, I was trying to think, who is the feature artist that's like the feature artist of the year? It's usually one of these two guys, but like they don't have one memorable feature between them all year.
That's crazy.
That's Kendrick's fault. I blame you.
Kenny did it.
Man, my guy Kendrick, man, really,
crazy.
Really has turned the game on its ear the last 2 years, man. That's wild.
Yeah, that's wild, bro. Like iconic features, bro. Like Mace just stumbled on some crazy shit right now. Like Drake used to have super iconic features. The features have been dry. You know what I'm saying? Solo work has been cooking, but the features have been dry. Your boy, like, that's crazy, Mo. Like the way the game is basically spun on itself. You know what I'm saying? These were the feature gods. Like Cole has some iconic features, bro. Like the verse on Stick. I don't know if y'all remember the song Stick that had the whole, like, my nigga, like the verse on that was crazy. And now we go from like having verses like that to like even the London with Young Thug. You know what I'm saying? Like verses that you would hear in the club, in a spot, in a venue. Like there's no more venue songs for these niggas in terms of a feature. That's crazy. I didn't even think about that.
And the thing is
Kinda
too,
crazy, bro.
This is a little bit of foreshadowing to a conversation we're gonna have on episode 152 dropping this week. So stay tuned for that, y'all. But time is relative, right? But the way time feels like it's passing now because of how fast the news cycles are because of everything that comes and goes on social media, right? That 2 years, these past 2 years, might as well be like 5, 10 years, you know? So since the last time like Cole, was really cutting through with features and with song, even the I feel like the songs, the Lucy's he dropped cut through more and better than the songs from his album, right? And that was like what, like maybe a year ago, a year and a half ago. But that might as well be like 5 years ago in 2026. Like by today's times and today's standards, like if it's been that long since you've had a record really cut through and then you drop a double album and none of that shit cuts through, that fall off
literally
that fall off is gonna feel even steeper, that's crazy.
Like,
2 years
everybody
straight.
cared, and then 2 weeks
Like
later
that
nobody
drop,
cares.
like that dropped in March 2024, and since then there hasn't been one memorable Cole or Drake feature on any record, despite both of them having plenty of features.
Wild.
Nasty
Whose
word.
music is that?
Shit.
Jarvie.
Who the hell's music? What?
Yo,
Ooh.
y'all
What's the
carry
word?
on. I'll tap in a few. Y'all keep cooking.
Say that.
Copy.
So yeah, I think it's very like Kendrick, and so like the point that you make, Sin. Features were almost the A part of Cole's arsenal. So Kendrick eliminating that from his arsenal has completely stunted his profile on a major level.
Crazy.
And it has maybe I don't want to say dweebiness, but all of the bad vibes you gave niggas from the interview kind of like probably like push people off too. You know what I'm saying? Rub people the wrong way. Like,
what we talking about?
Cole. In terms of how they
Cole.
used to be like big feature artists, and now like nobody reaches out for features, and if they do features, they're not really ringing off like that. Nobody really cares. They used to be like blockbuster features. When
I mean, like in regards to what topic? Like not
the list, because we're talking about how
him being number 3.
Cole wound up at number 3.
Carry on. I was just lost. I'm like, wait. You know what I mean? I'm trying to make sure I compute my niggas correctly. You know what I mean?
You already. So
as y'all were.
So I think yeah. Y'all have any? Oh, like I said, did y'all feel you mentioned Stove God? Then you think anybody missing off of there, bro? Like, did they miss?
Stove God, but Stove God he has dropped songs, but those songs didn't come out. You know what I'm saying? Actually, no, 2 joints. He dropped 2 joints, but it's not an album.
Look,
it's not an album.
Freddie's on there for a 3-piece, and he's at number 4. All he dropped,
active, heavy touring, heavy shows. Just did Governor's Ball in June.
What's the criteria though, Dean? The criteria.
Presence.
You can't
presence. That's not presence. You can't say niggas on tour and he's not present.
Number 4.
4 is high, but like Kanye
right.
West, we're not looking at. I mean, I didn't even listen to Bully. I don't know who did, but I'm not even.
I thought Bully was good. Actually,
you did say that. You know what I'm saying? You did say that, but it just me, he's
Mace. We got. So I'm sorry to cut you off, Dean, but Mace, you and I are gonna have to have a conversation about that at some point. I started listening to it. I was waiting for the good to start. Listen.
Wow. But people love the album.
I thought Bully was good. I think those huge concerts that Ye had across the globe have a big deal to do. You know what I mean? Like everybody who went to him talking about how incredible they were.
It looked crazy.
So maybe presence does include shows and concerts.
It has to, bro.
Right.
To put asses in the seats is a part of presence.
If Freddie is at number 4 off of just dropping a 3-piece, which was a dope ass 3-piece, we all love that shit, right? But that's all it was, right? But if Dini's right, I'm actually not privy to Freddie Gibbs's touring schedule or whatever. But Dini says that he's out here touring.
He's doing this thing,
doing these mass shows.
But are they real? I'm not trying to play Gibbs, but like, I don't know if Gibbs shows is the reason to put him in the top 4.
I've been to 2 Gibbs shows.
The EP was immaculate, and the
fire
anticipation for the next record is there. I'll give you that.
Hold on, but I'm gonna be a little messy before I even get into the conversation. You been to a Gibbs show? Because there's a nigga on the panel that been to Gibbs shows, and he might disagree.
I've been to 2 Gibbs shows.
So what do you say?
I've been to a Gibbs show. Gibbs shows is fire.
We went to one in place of you, Joff. Remember that?
I had to worry. I remember.
There you go.
PS17, right?
That was the one with Madlib. Shout out to the homie Joe Biggs. And then I went to the Alfredo 2 joint. You know what I'm saying? I'm outside with it, mate. Like,
based on what Macito said, he's saying that he don't know if shows is enough. Y'all been there, mate.
My nigga,
is that a viable talking point for Gibbs?
We always talk about this, bro. The ability to put asses in the seats is one of the general qualifiers to really being like on that level. You know what I'm saying? Like if you just getting Target SKUs or we just playing your shit in Walmart, but you can't sell out a show, like is that really presence? But you getting spun in 50,000 Walmarts around the country. You get what I'm saying? I'm talking about the ability to put ass in seats. I was wall to wall, shoulder to shoulder with niggas at that Gibbs show, and there was mad ladies there too, bro. Like that's what I mean in terms of presence. When he put on the dojos and he pop out with Alchemist shit go left, bro. Like it's great music that just encompasses a whole building. People leave and was talking on some like family gathering shit. Like it's a presence, it's an energy, it's a vibe that. It just that's what when I hear presence, I think that too. Like if you just got a bunch of records online, but no one cares, bro. Like you see how Hove's presence says he don't got a record out, but he was number 7 for best song off the root of freestyle type shit. Like that's presence. I'm in terms of
that's to me, Dean. That's why, like, and this is no shot at Gibbs, but you mentioned Jay. Like for me, if you're gonna mention shows being one of the reasons he's up there, he have to be one of those people that when he come through your town, shit stops. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know if I put Gibbs in that level. Like Future come through your town, everybody know Future gonna be in town. You know what I'm saying?
It's like 5 niggas that do that though, Mace.
Certain people, like when we talking about, if we're gonna talk about just the show aspect of it, the skills, absolutely. The songs,
incredible,
fire. You know what I'm saying? But
you add in a fire 3-pack, a fire project that y'all said was fire with Alchemist. Then you add in the online presence and the shows. That's not top 4 right now, anyway.
Me and Sim was online to get into the to that show. I mean, that was probably last year. I'm probably tweaking, but we was online. It was 10 million people out there on the line to get into that exhibit with Freddie Gibbs and out, bro. Like I'm talking about the real presence where people were coming out, spending money. You know what I'm saying? Touching the people type shit.
I'll say this because we talk about like the middle class of rap and that's gonna somewhat be a topic on 152 as well. So tune in for that later this week. But I think Freddie Gibbs is the best middle class artist that we have in the game right now.
He graduated from overground to middle class?
I think he's top tier middle class. I think he's middle class, bro. Like when you think about a middle class artist back in the day, when you think about that type of artist that was not like, selling diamond or platinum out the gate, but he gave you dope music and he always had a presence. And if you go to his shows be packed. You know what I mean? He always puts on a good show. Think of like a Red Band back in the day.
And this is all based on like rapping.
Gibbs?
You get what I'm saying? This is all based on rapping ability.
I think that's where
Gibbs is a good intercontinental champion. I like
see that, Mace?
A good IC champ. I like that.
Yeah.
Checks a lot of boxes, man.
Yeah. You know what I mean? So I'm not mad at Freddie Gibbs at number 4.
That's a good take, son.
Well,
great take.
Before I even get into the list of it all, I guess some of the haggling in the positions, it kind of speaks to where we are this year with rap, no? Yeah. I would say like 24, 25, we had a really strong run as far as activity goes.
Yeah.
But I feel like this year, the frequency and activity is kind of taking a step back. So maybe that's why no shots at Gibbs. I'll get into my opinions, but like maybe that's why Gibbs could land that 4. Who would you put in front of him based on B-Dot's list? Who would you put in front of him right now that's active and getting busy? Whoever's a moderator, can we cool off on the person spamming the AZ shit? Come on, guys. Come on, man.
Yeah, we are
This
good.
ain't it.
Shout
We
out to
see
AZ.
it. We got it. AZ, Do or Die 3.
Salute.
Mods, get them out of here, please. But who we putting in front of him? Let's just look at the kind of year we're having right now. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like how many guys can we actively place in front of them right now? At 4. Let's not even the top 3. At 4. Who are you gonna put in front of him? Like Mace, if in your gut, Mace, like what? Who would you say right now you'd be more comfortable with looking at that list and saying, you know what, I don't really like Gibbs there. I prefer to see blank there.
That list, I think Gibbs is a safe 4 on this list. I ain't gonna lie to you. We've been trying to stay strictly to B Dot's criteria, not put our own thoughts and
This is
feelings in it.
this is not our opinion. B Dot put
Right.
the list out. We're gonna talk about what B Dot talking about.
What B Dot got to talk about. I think that's a perfect point that you made, Jav, about, and even Sin kind of alluded to it earlier as well. I feel like that although Sin good take with the middle class, he's still kind of in a lot of people's optics over underground. I feel like these B Dot lists for historically, the over underground guys is usually like 8, 9, maybe 10. You know what, he used to throw Benny and Conway. They was like the poverty spots on the list
The throw in.
because he knew he was gonna run into him and didn't want to get beat up. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like this, Gibbs having that spot this year, being that number 4, kind of shows what's going on this year.
What about you, Denny? If not Gibbs at 4, then who? Not to say that you disagree with B Dot, but just based on the list, if you did have an issue with Gibbs at 4, who would you put there? Who's the guy that's in your rotation in 2026 that's piquing your interest in the top 5 argument?
So in terms of my own bias, I might have had him a little higher, you know, but I can't deny what J. Cole did. You know, 280 some shit. Was it 218 or 280? I just know there was an 8 in
280. 280.
The first week, and you can't deny that as being presence. You can't deny his skills. You can't deny his ability, like his presence. He was out there, so I can't deny him. But in terms of what Freddie Gibbs was giving me, I just appreciated that more. You know, I just like Freddie better as an artist. I'm not. This has nothing to do with like who these people are individually. I don't know none of these niggas in real life. You know, but in terms of the music that Freddie makes, I just like with Freddie the offerings from Freddie a little more. You know what I'm saying? This was definitely not my favorite Cole album. I was pushing back against T.I. too, but after Sin and Mace made their points, I was like, y'all might have it. T.I. is actually having an incredible year. But outside of like Kanye West, in terms of maybe like presence, like in terms of skill and the total package, I think Freddie is high up where he needs to be, bro.
Talk to me, Sin. What about you?
No, I mean, I agree with Freddie being at this spot. You know what I mean? I think Drake, T.I., and Cole, I mean, you could like mix those 3 up however you want, but like I think that's a solid top 3. Again, T.I. just making the statement that he's making right now, you know, that he's still in the game, he got it, you know, he don't relegate him to being a legacy artist just yet. I love that he's doing that, you know. And for him, you know, to land on B Dot's list at number 2, I mean, based on the day, I could swap Cole and T.I., right? Put Cole at 2, T.I. at 3, but I'm not too mad at it either way, right? And then Freddie at number 4, right after that top 3, not mad at it at all. You know, I'm not gonna put Kanye up there. You know, I'll tell you that. I'll tell you that. May tried to convince me with the Bully album.
I tried my best, man. I tried to bring it back home, Sin.
No, sir.
You said this ain't Donda.
This is tricky because I got to go back in time. We got to get in our time machine and go check some old shit. But it looks like B Dot has adjusted his criteria based on skill, song features, and presence. I don't remember songs features being part of the criteria in years past like that. Like he might have tweaked that particular songs features thing this year as opposed to in years past. If anybody in the chat, if y'all could do like look, anybody who's watching right now, just like look up one of B Dot's old lists. Please look it up and let me know if I'm tripping. I feel like he tweaked his criteria this year in particular. Also, if you haven't by now, because I'm just pulling in, I'm late to the party, family obligations and whatnot. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe option, hit the notification bell, log in to All Things Rap Roundtable. Follow us everywhere on social media. this is a list that's going to upset the sensibilities of a lot of people in the landscape of the Kendrick Lamar sphere. A lot of the people that watch us are going to see this list and they're going to be bothered by this list because Drake is in fact number one, right? We can't, they don't like that. Also, J. Cole at number 3. I'm pretty sure the people who are in our algorithm not impressed with that. But I'm before I even get there, my issue.
Fellas, I'll be right back. My fault, y'all.
Okay.
My issue is with number 10. Like, why is he on this list?
Yeah, I mean that's what I try to ask.
If
May
we're gonna
said he had a
say,
record.
Mace broke it down though. Mace said he got some things going on.
if he all right, boom, he has an album coming out, right? And he's already putting out social media clips saying that regardless of what happens with this album, he's already been paid for it, right? I'm gonna see if I can find that video and throw it up here if possible. No, I'm not making no promises, but I will put him in there. If you're telling me that his social media presence alone is enough, because the music, what music do we have to really go off of for Rose? So therefore, we can't, like, just being a pro wrestler on social media, because that's what he's been this year, is not enough. We don't even have a single off this album. And if it's out there, it's obviously not good enough because it hasn't made it across my desk. And I've been fishing for some good new rap. And we know if anything, Rose is going to deliver some good new rap. I'll even be problematic. I'll be super problematic right now. Young Miami's not even a good rapper. Like, she doesn't even deserve to have the title rapper. But she has a rap song that is the talk of the town right now. The absolute talk of the town, for better or worse. How is she not on this list? Let's take it a step further, right? Considering you talking about presence, presence, and Rose has no music out to my knowledge yet. Where's Jay-Z on this list? If we're talking about presence, if presence can get Rose to 10, then Jay-Z should be 5. If we're talking strictly presence. The Roots Picnic alone is one of the biggest moments of the year for rap. This is not even me wearing my Rock Nation cape. I'm specifically talking about B. and his criteria. If Rose is 10 on presence and presence alone, because where's the music, then Jay-Z, that got he got accolades. His freestyle got treated as a song by one of these platforms. I think last week that was in the news. It's not a song, okay? It shouldn't be treated in any such way. But if that's the case, Jay-Z's a top 5 rapper this year in 2026. There should be somebody from Griselda on this list. I would put Conway the Machine on this list. Based on my knowledge, if Freddie Gibbs is number 4, with the year Conway has had musically and presence-wise, he needs to be in this top 10. Why is Rick Ross here? Go ahead.
Conway's album dropped in December. I think
all right, you want to say it dropped in December? Well, we know we treat December kind of like first quarter releases because the rollover is there, you know? And he's already dropped like two more times this year. Plus, the Griselda story was a humongous story with them and they issues.
Freestyles.
Come on, bro.
The freestyles, the social media, Instagram freestyles is, I think, enough to get him up there.
Then we got Currency, and it's like, I know Currency is a blog era darling. They love
him,
Currency. Bro. This is where I'm going to defer to the chat. Y'all going to have to smarten me up about Currency because Rose being so close to Currency when Rose's been a social media personality and not much of a rapper. And I know Currency put out music, but I don't know for me personally, I didn't see the music making so much noise to where Currency is 9 and Rick Ross is 10. What's the science behind that? Did Currency drop a classic tape? Because niggas is not talking about it. Again, based on the people I talk to about rap, which is my brothers, which is the chat, and which is people I collaborate with on different platforms, no one has said to me, you know what, Jarv? Yo, you got to tap in with that Currency. We in the music chat, the infamous chat we don't talk about, and these guys are, and what I love about that chat is people from all over the 50 states. It's not a New York chat. It is a hip-hop chat from coast to coast. Nobody said, yo, tap into the Currency tape. So I need to understand, where does Currency coming in this situation? B. Let me know, B. I'm not attacking you. I'm just trying to understand your science and your perspective of this list. Now, Rock Marcy being at 8. Rock Marcy has had a pretty steady presence. He's released. Pause. The Stove God thing absolutely helps because that kind of was treading in the news as far as where's Stove God and what Rock Marcy's role is in Stove God not dropping or not dropping. Before the facts came out, we were looking at Rock Marcy like, yo, you might be responsible with Baby Grant for holding the guy hostage. We figured out that it was in fact Stove admitting himself that he doesn't want to do business with Baby Graham. Shout out to Stove God, liking one of our videos on Instagram about him. Shout out Stove, you know what I mean?
The Stovey.
But nevertheless, Rock Marcy's 8 so close to Currency. I can tell you what's going on with Rock Marcy. I can tell you what's going on with Rose, and it's not music related. If you're telling me Rock and Currency are on this list specifically for songs, features, and skill, then Rose don't belong on this list. We need Conway on there. Juvie.
I said Stove God earlier. I think Stove God.
He should be on the list.
Absolutely.
Stove God to me, even if niggas don't like the song, Stove God is everything Stove God has put out musically has at the very least gone viral.
Yeah.
Whether it was a clip or a new joint, it went viral. And I saw the numbers. The numbers numbered multi-platform numbers. Not if it was popping on IG, it was popping everywhere.
He collabed with Nigel Sylvester on the Brick After
for Brick. Yeah.
Viral. Welcome to My Garden. Viral.
And then
Ghost Stamp. Viral.
Ghost Stamp.
They all went viral. This is not
NBA
my opinion. This is what happened.
Bro.
Right? French Montana at 7. What is this based on? That album with
French
Max B.
Max
B carried to me. Max B. If you putting French at 7, where's Max?
Max B.
I was thinking like, how's Max not on it?
And then they had that big New York freestyle.
I mean, the remix with Max has had so much presence.
Yeah,
so much
Max
presence,
B is everywhere. Bro. He has come out. He's come home, and he's been interneting at a high level, super high level. So again, I look at this list and I'm like, huh? What is this based on? Like at the end of the day, my point of this, because I'm not gonna go through. Matter of fact, Conway don't belong on this. Not Conway. Kanye don't belong on this list. I don't. Bully's not popping. Y'all can lie. Again, this to me, Kanye getting love is just like Drake getting love for Iceman. When guys are popular enough, they have enough real humans that's gonna say some shit about it to where it might sound believable. But when you put your ears to it, it's like, yuck, this ain't it. You know what I mean? So
I don't know, man. Them Kanye shows been going.
The shows are all right.
That's where the presence is from. The shows.
So Kanye, you know what? Based on my own argument, then I'm gonna use myself against myself. If Kanye put out an album and he has presence, then I gotta respect that because at least he put something out and he's on stage, he's rocking stages, having monumental stage moments.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Rose has done what? Why is he here? Sorry. Juvenile, somebody smart me up. I know Juvenile had some joints that was kind of picking up steam.
They said he had a joint out that's actually doing Arie right now.
Six?
One joint.
Six is crazy.
Yeah,
to me, honestly.
Yeah.
I didn't want to be disrespectful
really like that
to
song,
Juvie,
bro.
the legend, but like six is crazy. I know that he had a record that was making some motion, making some waves. But six?
It's making
some motion. That's what I was saying at the top of the segment, saying like
I had some motion. It was making some waves.
When we have these conversations, it comes off like we saying like Juvie ain't shit. He don't belong in number 6. And I stated at the top of the episode, that's not what this is, man. It's not a you ain't shit, but it's just like, are you really doing better than or on a higher level right now than this dude is right here? It's a list of currently active things going on. You know what I'm saying? I didn't even know Juvie had a song out right now that was like doing numbers like that. So that shit is completely off my radar, my algorithm. So to me, 6 is crazy. But if somebody's rocking out to them songs and they loving them songs, they might be like, nah, Juvie rocking this spot. I just don't know. Off of one record, number 6 is crazy.
I think when B-Dot says songs or features, I think he means like the impact
of the songs.
Yeah, like for instance, like if let's say Juvenile had that one song and it went crazy, and I think he kind of measures in like nobody was expecting this from a Juvenile. So like I think that weighs in and kind of like, he just weighs it heavier based on like what we expected versus what we got from a record. I think the same thing goes for T.I. We wasn't expecting Let Him Know to be what it was.
Nah,
right? But that shit is Make emotion.
It was
Make
we
it
heard
race.
it was like it's a
There you
cool
go.
record,
There
but
you
we
go.
didn't know it was
He's
gonna do
making that motion.
it.
That's what y'all say, right?
Make it do what it do.
Hey, but like I say all of that to say, I've griped about 5 through 10. I don't love anything about 5 through 10. Long story short, besides Rock Marcy. Currency, I don't know if he's top 10 worthy. To currency, just based on my personal algorithm, this is my opinion. To me, shout out to Tony. I don't see how he's in the top 10 conversation, right? A lot of 6 through 10 feels like based on my opinion. That's the only criteria. That's all I see is my opinion. Now, the top 4 for 2026 thus far, I cannot say, don't kill me, keep the tomatoes. I can't say I disagree with the top 4 just based on 2026. I don't want to be a hater. I don't want to, you know what I mean? I don't want to upset the Kendrick currency, the Kendrick fans and the Kendrick.
I mean, it's pretty accurate. Pretty accurate, bro.
Number 1 is very clearly Drake by default.
Yeah.
Right.
By default.
Just based 2026, Iceman was the biggest release this year. It stuck around number 1, I think, for 3 or 4 weeks. Please correct me if I'm wrong, but I felt like it was like number 1 for 3 to 4 weeks. It has a couple of joints that did all right as far as like, you know, cultural relevance. Mm-hmm. Now I know that phrase cultural relevance is going to upset a couple of people. But what I like, the culture is not just our wing of the culture. There is people who don't subscribe to the Kendricks of the world and they love hip hop and they go outside and they party and they like songs like Shebang. You had the Janice event with all the Janices popping out and all this and that. You got the what is it? What's the name of that? What was the name of that ninja anime? What's it called again? That everybody likes Naruto. That's what it's called. Never watched an episode.
Naruto, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You got like niggas being Naruto ninjas and they with the Shebang song and then they showing they drink. Like
wow.
And again, it's like, you know, people can say, I don't see that. I don't. Yo, listen, I see it.
It's there.
My wing of Instagram, my wing of social media, when the people that I follow, the people I've come up with who like to go outside, they like to party and they like to have fun, male and female alike, they're doing that challenge. Do I agree with it? Do I judge them silently? Yes and yes. You don't know. No, yes. I don't agree. And yes, I judge them silently.
Enough
you know
things.
But they doing it, right? So I can't be mad at Aubrey being number 1 thus far for the year. Kendrick hasn't made any music. I feel like the Kendrick of presence still carries a certain kind of weight and gravity as the sun. That whenever he does arrive, to me, when Kendrick comes outside, it's going to be like when Thanos showed up at Wakanda. It's going to be that type of energy. It's going to shake up everything. You know what I mean? Number 2 being T.I. having the biggest, quote, rap battle of the year, the issue with 50 Cent with 50. He really sunned 50. It became a Harris family affair. He got 50 out of here in a way that we've never seen before. We have to give respect wherever it's due. And he had a big single. At the time, I was super wrong about the staying power of the single. It did what it did. Even though post-battle with 50, it kind of disappeared a little bit. But nevertheless, he took advantage of it. Put out a really good album. Can't be mad at T.I. at number 2. J. Cole, 52,000 of his own people. He apologized. The Boom Boom podcast tour, the Honda Civic, so on and so forth. Yeah. Again, whether I agree with his actions or not, The Fall Off was the second biggest album, and at the time, it was the biggest release. He also had the Clue tape that he dropped the week before that was pretty good as well. I can't be mad at J. Cole at number 3. Where I think Macito has some trepidation is that Freddie Gibbs' proximity to that 3 at the top. Now, normally we don't put Freddie Gibbs in these kind of conversations. We don't put Gibbs so close to Drake and T.I. and J. Cole in any kind of rap conversation. But I think that's a credit to Freddie Gibbs. I think Freddie Gibbs is I'm in line with Sincere. I think he's elevated from the overground. I think his social media presence is big enough. He's getting acting roles. NFL fans know him for being a Chicago Bears fan. He's done enough to where he's so messy and he wears his mess very well because he be in situations that most people will be embarrassed by, and it rolls off his back, no problem. I think that he's moved away from that. He's not so much heavily in the underground, overground conversations, and he's inching towards like the the middle class, like the bottom of the mainstream power rankings. I think Freddie Gibbs is inching his way to there. And then you consider the music that he's put out. And then again, you had shows. I think Deanie's talked about it. His shows are packed. It ain't like he's struggling for ticket sales. Then he just dropped the 3-pack 2-3 weeks ago. The RBT maxi single, Pain. I got no problems with Freddie Gibbs being in that position. My only gripe with B-Dot will be when it comes to Freddie Gibbs, if you're willing to give Gibbs 4, then you got to stop playing with Griselda. You have to. Because if Gibbs is at 4, then Conway got to be 7 or 8. Because they kind of in the same ecosystem. Granted, Gibbs' gravity is a lot more than a Conway, but just considering how algorithms work, you cannot have Gibbs so high up and that don't have not one of these Griselda guys on the list whatsoever. Now I know personally he don't like the Griselda guys and they might punch him whenever they do see B-Dot, but stop being so emotional about your feelings about Griselda and put them where they belong.
Conway might be rapping better now than he's ever rapped in his life, bro.
Correct.
Which is saying something.
Dead ass.
Which is saying something.
Yeah.
You know, I heard Jaws being nice to Drake, so I tried to speed back on. I see I missed it, but now that I'm in the midst of the over underground Griselda talk, in a year, Jaws, I seen the great points you were making about the 6 through 10. Very kind of this is my taste type of vibes.
Right.
Can I make a concession? Sin, you mentioned Stove. Jaws, you mentioned Conway. Can I say that 38 Special deserves a spot? Dropped a very solid album this year.
8 shots was fire.
The Jadakiss thing caused a lot of shit online. The presence was there. The songs were potent on the album. Yeah. I think Special might deserve a spot.
Now you got to put Special in there because to me, good. Like what the game missed last year was Special. 38 Special had a hell of a in the midst of the greatest rap battle ever. 38 Special had a 2024 for the ages. Yeah. And he had arguably one of the greatest what's something that used to work for MTV? He has his own show right now on Sirius. How I'm forgetting his name is really upsetting.
Sway in the morning.
Sway. One of the greatest Sway freestyles ever. I seen Sway make faces pause while watching 38 rap that I haven't seen Sway make in years. And Sway in the morning. The niggas be up there. The one
it was looking like 98 in there, Joe.
Nigga, he was making faces like he could not believe what he was hearing. Like he grabbed.
He was like, "Yo,
Brim Scully, bro.
Yo, somebody get me a chew stick, man.
Somebody get him a chew stick. Holy,
holy.
38. You know what it is? 38. I think this is where like 38. He has a blind spot for 30. 38 don't play internet games. You know, if 38 Special had Benny the Butcher's online presence, he'd be where Freddie Gibbs is right now.
It'd be over. Yeah,
it'd be a wrap.
I think that Jadakiss was an attempt to try to do that. That was him trying to end in that, you know.
Yeah, but he ain't do it right because he was too respectful.
Right.
It's Kiss.
Yeah. What more? Where's Baby Keem?
Bro. Elephant in the Room.
Been killing shows all over too.
And that Keem album was some heat.
Casino was fire.
He just finished the BET Awards.
Yeah,
you know, selling out shows all over.
Yeah. Selling out shows.
Killed the Brooklyn Paramount joint. Got to see that. I wasn't live, but I peeped.
How is Baby Keem not on this list, bro? I just thought about it.
He might Baby Keem might not be his bag. It's like this is a list of bags. You know what I'm saying?
Come on, bro.
Yeah, I mean, that's why the names on the list
gotta be my opinion. If it's Keem, as far as being a young guy, and we talk about where's the hype for the next new thing on 152 coming up. Keem is the closest to most hyped young guy.
Yeah.
And when we see the social media clips, he's at these venues, they're packed, and they know the words to the song.
And there's ladies there. You know what I'm saying?
Strong online presence for Keem. Definitely got a fan base.
Somebody got to come up.
Juvenile could go.
Big Ross got to go.
Ross, yeah.
Come on,
Sean made the
shout out to
Ross spot really belong to Jay. So I'll take Juvenile over King.
Who on this list is under 30 or even under 35?
Nobody,
bro.
All these niggas is 40 and betters.
Come
He looked at
on.
all the guys he been listening to on his Apple Music playlist and just put a 10 together, bro. Like, gotta be. Because Baby Keem in 2026, Keem gotta be top 5. And he will
King
represent
gotta
the
be
young guy.
top 5.
Got
King
to.
gotta be top 5, bro. I ain't gonna hold you.
Good Flirts was a big deal. Didn't he get the BET Awards performance? That was one of the most
Yeah.
outside of the I can't talk today. The Lauryn Hill performance, the Baby
Yeah.
King performance along with Shorty that's featured on there.
Mama.
That was viral. So what we doing? Like, it's presence. He got skills. He got songs. What we doing here?
And I feel like in that early part of the year, there was like a lot of hype about ASAP Rocky, and I feel like people came out more excited about King in that time period. Like King had a lot of hype. Like in that first kind of quarter of the year, like, yeah, I say King deserved top 5. I say move Kanye down to 6 or 7. King deserved top 5 for
Yeah.
sure.
Ooh, move Kanye to 6 or 7 and Keem deserve top 5. That's high praise, bro.
Yeah, I mean, we spoke about it earlier. The Kanye's made some big noise with the global shows he's done. So the presence is always there. I thought it was a good album. I wouldn't y'all seen I didn't send nothing to the chat. I didn't think it was all that great. But I feel like King beats Kanye in, other than presence, King beats him in 2 out of the 3 categories: skills and the songs.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
That's
doing
high
no
praise.
features, so
That's high
promotion.
praise. Also, somebody in the chat, Leroy, actually said Lotto. Like Lotto should be in that conversation too. If we talking about presence, maybe the songs and the album ain't do well, but if Rose could be basically based on, and this is not the round tables list. Remember, we used to do power rankings over here. This ain't the round tables list. I'm just thinking through B Dot's lens. If Rose is at 10, then Young Miami got to be there. Lotto got to be there. Doechii still got to be in that conversation because she's popping right now. You got to put her in there as well. If there's 3 ladies that belong to be there, it's those 3 that I just named. You can't, like, even shit. Somebody just said Cardi B. Cardi B. She went on tour. Anytime Cardi B says or does anything, it matters. So
had a great show.
I'm just calling it what it is. This ain't top 10 nicest. Don't get in your feelings, chat. I'm just saying this is based on B Dot's criteria and his logic, which escapes me. Those 4 ladies got to be in there.
I feel like they would see the
his
skill
past
and
list.
pick what's the name out.
So we gotta judge like on past lists. People.
What
who
about
did
ASAP Rocky? How ASAP Rocky not in there?
The album wasn't John Blaze like that.
ASAP ain't up there, bro.
The album, the show was doing this thing, but that should just be love for ASAP.
I don't feel like he exceeds in any of the 3 criteria. I don't see ASAP.
Yeah, but he's again based. See, don't put Macito tuck in your opinion, bro. We not talking about what you think.
Mm-hmm.
We talking about what B Dot thinks. If B Dot thinks that Rose's presence is enough for 10 because it ain't no music out,
right?
Then ASAP gotta be there. ASAP put out an album, it might be mid, but anytime you type in Rihanna, you see ASAP, and if you type in ASAP, you see Rihanna. Where she at? Right? She's right there, right?
Does that check off every time I
see a stage performance, ASAP is packed out. They know the words, even to the new songs. That don't count for something. If we're B Dot and we're talking about presence, that don't matter. He's viral.
I think we named the people we named. I don't know if you feel like ASAP belong above them. The other people we named that could replace on this list, like the
38,
the Conway, the J.
Because like we talking about what's
the based on B Dot's list. Yeah, I'm putting ASAP on that 10 easily, with no hesitation.
But they might pull off the Young Miami for the skill portion. Like they're gonna say that's a skillful song.
All right. Did ASAP drop this year or last year?
It was this year, bro.
You sure?
Don't Be Dumb was not this year.
It was this year. That's how much. That's how little it actually.
It didn't ring off like that.
The songs didn't trend at all. You're right.
I'm telling you.
You're right. But I'm just saying, as far as all live presence is concerned, and stage shows and things of that
You can't
nature.
get rid of him.
Because
there you go.
Dina, you can't
It was a
say Gibbs stage shows popping and then ignore what ASAP is
It
doing
was-
on these stages.
January 16th. It was
Yeah.
You're not
Top
wrong,
one.
but that's what I said.
I
I
can
attribute
see-
the skill. Because like if
I
we're
can-
going by skill, songs, features, and presence, once you throw Young Miami in there, no disrespect, a lot of people gonna say you're already cooking off the skill part. You know what I'm saying? You gotta check all the boxes. That's the thing.
These
That's the
no,
thing, he completely
no.
screwed-
These lists, the majority of people on this list are not checking off all the boxes.
But most of the
Come
people
on.
on the list are lyricists, though. Most of the people on the list at heart are lyricists. Right or wrong, though. At heart.
But
French
again,
Montana?
if we put it this way, if we're
8 out
doing
of
the
10
list,
niggas
Rick
if
Ross?
we're doing the list,
is a rapper.
we know exactly a good idea of like maybe 15 niggas
Right.
that we put on the list right now, right? And we try to like balance our sensibilities along with what's actually going on, who's being talked about, who's moving the culture, so on and so forth. So I know where we land with that. But for us, I'm just saying if we're gonna go strictly on the B dot scale, this is the B dot scale. Then all 4 of the women that we named got to be on that list, or at least three of the 4. You take Young Miami off because she's hot garbage as a rapper. I'm not attacking her music. I'm just saying, as a rapper, she's terrible. We know that.
Her presence is epic right now.
Maybe Cardi B don't get on because she don't write her raps. So let's say you boot off Cardi B
Neither is Kanye.
based on skill, right? According to B dot, what skill? She don't write it.
Yeah.
Then that leaves Doechii and Lotto. They got to at least be on there.
I would
Willie
go Lotto.
Lotto had a
I
whole
would go
baby.
Lotto this year. I would go Lotto this year.
Yeah.
Doechii, for the second half of the year, I feel like Doechii might be there.
That song with
Okay.
SZA was cooking for a little minute, and then
It's
every
still
time she
getting
make
it's still getting spins. Every time I put on satellite radio, Girl Get Up is in heavy rotation on satellite.
Big
It's not on hot or power, but on satellite, it has not left the rotation yet.
a dope record.
Mm.
You know what I mean? It's lingered. And now I'm seeing the hot girls, the girls that throw on the see-through outfits with the banging bodies, they doing the shebang joints, right?
Yeah,
The more earthly ladies, the more reserved ladies, when they throw up their stories, I'm hearing that Doechii and SZA. So I'm just saying the presence is there. This is just to me, in my experience. I'm not speaking for everybody because again, I'm in my hyper explaining era now. I'm gonna say to me for everything. You know what I'm saying? Tony was right. Whole time Tony the Dome was right. Say to me.
Everybody life algorithm different. You know what I'm saying?
Fact. Word to
Like-
Sin spoke on that 2-3 weeks ago about
Mhm.
2 weeks ago about like the digital algorithm is actually becoming real life. You seeing it piece by piece. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe
Yes, sir.
option, hit the notification bell,
Hit 'em up.
log into All Things Rap Roundtable. Shout out to the Twitter audience. The Twitter audience is heavy right now. If you watching us on Twitter right now and you're not following, make sure you follow us on Twitter. The YouTube audience, if you're not subscribed by now, don't keep that subscription. Hit that subscribe option. We are at 26,000, trying to get to 30,000 subscribers, trying to build our presence within this sphere and truly level it up. And last but not least, B Dot. This might be quietly B Dot's worst list he's ever put together, and that's no hyperbole. Part of it is not his fault though.
I don't know.
You don't know?
There's been
It's
a
usually
lack
really
of
egregious.
material.
This
been
isn't
some
egregious.
atrocious.
There's been
lists
some
before.
bad lists, bro.
I think
like-
the top 5 is decent.
Like, there's been
the
some
bottom,
bad lists, but he has some nice niggas on there.
the bottom half,
Shaky.
except for Rock Marcy, but Rick Ross, French, Juvie, off of like one record.
The double juvie at the same time was crazy.
Bro,
Niggas
yeah,
was
where's
juvie.
Key, bro, Keem.
I can,
man.
yeah.
What
I
the
can
fuck?
ridicule more.
38.
I like that point Mace made.
It feel
38.
like bro really ain't been logged in at all. He just whatever's come across his algorithm that seems like it got some
whatever.
good likes.
You know, I think you called it. He
Or
checked
put
his
bags.
his Apple Wrapped for like the past 6 months, and that's what he put up on
The
there.
top 4 is so easy. I can't give him credit because that's like most people could have
Right.
put.
Yeah.
You know,
If you had a full on argument, that's been a 4 you probably would have landed on anyway.
I'm still kind of stuck on. Drake had the most anticipated album but so did J. Cole. For a longer period of time, Drake dropped and landed at his number one spot, and Cole dropped and landed at his number three. And T.I. snatched the number two spot from J. Cole. And I'm not even that mad at it, honestly. That's crazy.
You know, that just shows that like there's people who really care about what's going on. You know what I mean? In the landscape, like us. Then there's people who sometimes they skirt by on name recognition. Credit to B Dot for getting that name recognition. Now, I'm not gonna take that from him, but this list right here proves that you skirting, and you know. And the thing is, he's an internet veteran. He also knows that, you know, I throw some shit out here, they're gonna talk about it. The reactors, because now we're reactors, the reactors are gonna talk about it, and it's gonna trend how it's supposed to trend. And I get that. I gotta respect it. That's the way the game is meant to be played. I can't knock the hustle on that front. But let's get into this. Before we get into the more topical. Let's get into this Lupe thing. So last week, Lupe week, you know, a very in hindsight, looking back and just seeing the amount of different creators that have made videos, had them on, had like visceral or emotional reactions to his presence, or had situations where their words got them in trouble. Lupe week on a slow rap news week was one for the ages. You know what I mean? I didn't think it will be that way at all. I didn't expect it to go that way. But when I tell you, Macito can tell you, because sometimes when I need to laugh at some shit, I hit up Mace because I know he's the only nigga that's gonna be up at the same time I'm up. And I'm looking at some of these creators making videos. I'm like, God damn, this shit was damaged last week, huh? That was pretty tough. I think we took some hits as well because of the clip. More so the clip that we put out than the actual conversation we had with Lupe on the platform. Some people was feeling like, you know, I wasn't respectful to Lupe. I didn't let him get to speak. They didn't realize, you know, because we internet too. I put out that clip because niggas like controversy. But we were very much gracious guests of Lupe fiasco. You know what I'm saying? People that I said gracious guests of, because he came to the rap round table and he dominated. We became role players. The offense ran through Lupe fiasco. So in the midst of that conversation, it went left. The chat got mad at us. It ended how it ended. And in the midst of it ending and the clip getting out there, lo and behold, the next day, I end up having a conversation with Lupe fiasco. So shout out L, Culture United. Shout out to the whole team at Culture United. Some people are upset with the panel for how they handled their conversation with Lupe. But I don't think, if you've been watching that stream for however long they've been around, there was no way you could have expected them to handle it any way other than the way they handle it. I'm not here to make justifications for anybody. In fact, I'm minding my business. I don't even like when other creators get the finger wagging at other creators. Like I don't like that. I just don't. You know what I mean? So I'm not gonna personally do that. I'm gonna live my raps. If don't finger wag at me, and I won't finger wag at you, and I ain't doing that to nobody today. In fact, I'm gonna shoot some bail today. Get ready. Jarvis shooting bail. So L hits me up, hits up the round table on Instagram, says, I need job number. Boom. She get the number. She called. I'm thinking, word to mother, I'm thinking, yo, maybe she's gonna have me on Culture United again, because she actually ran the point the week before when I was on there. So I'm thinking, all right, she probably gonna hit me up for some Culture United shit. I bet. I don't ever mind doing Culture United if I can. I get on the phone, yo, what up? Like, what up, Jarv? So she said it's L. I said, I already know. I said, anybody else from Cali calling me? You know what I mean? She said, okay, hold on, I'm about to put you on with Lupe fiasco. Just like that. I'm like, oh shit. And that was my response. Oh shit, like god damn. Like I didn't even know what I was walking into. You know what I mean? I'm thinking it's about to be something else entirely.
This is why Jarv is who he is. If it was me, I would not have picked up. I would have been, I'm chilling. I'm good. Hit me tomorrow.
Bro, I had no idea. I'm thinking it was strictly networking vibe. So what ended up happening is, I'm going to try to truncate this story as much as possible. Elle was pulling up because she works for First and 15th. At the time of everything taking place, it didn't even occur to me that L worked at First and 15th. I'm willing to even argue that the first time I went on Culture United, it might have even been mentioned that she works for First and 15th. But in real time, did I remember that? Did I even 100% know that? Gun to my head, no. I'm not thinking about El Janelle. I'm thinking about Kendrick Lamar and Lupe Fiasco, and we were going to have our own roundtable discussion about what it is, what it ain't. Could it be bait? What would it look like? On some rap battling energy. Strictly that. Get on the phone with Lupe. A little staticky at first because I admit it was basically like a continuation of how we ended the conversation on stream last Monday. The phone conversation started that way. A little bit of talking over. Admittedly, I was guilty of talking over Lupe more so than anything else. Because I'm like, well, y'all niggas trying to jump me over the phone. Like, what's up? You know what I mean? I felt like, bro, in Goodfellas, when you think you about to get made, you walk into the room and they gonna whack you. You know what I mean? Like, yeah. So we get to talking. Once Lupe, yeah, you're right. And you knew when you put it in the chat. Yeah, Lupe, once Lupe pulls up to the chat, of course I'm going to throw the link, nigga. But if we could do in the stream, we didn't do a stream with the intent that Lupe is going to be on our show. We don't plan. And this is what I told Lupe Fiasco. If I knew that I had a direct line to you, I would have asked L to have you come on the show and promoted the shit. At the end of the day, it's still business. Like, I'd rather build awareness that way than just, you know what I mean, have a random situation and be more prepared for what might be or what it might not be. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, all right, my 4G, baby. So, basically, the conversation in short was, one, he thought that he started off saying, you talk a lot of shit about me. And I had to stop and think, if there's rappers that Jarv hates and y'all know who it is, Lupe Fiasco is not on the list of rappers that I would expect to have an issue should we ever meet in public. 2 Chainz and Lil Wayne. If I have to be somewhere with them, I know I might be in a little danger. And that's me being 100% forthright. Those 2 guys, if I'm anywhere with them, all right, it might go left because I've said a lot about those guys. When it comes to Lupe Fiasco, he's not a guy that's on my list of people that I don't like. I don't even dislike Lupe. So like he had this perception that I talk a lot of shit about him. I said, no, Lupe, like Dini's one of my good friends. I know he's one of his favorite rappers. Like if you hear me talking about you on the show, it's because Dini likes him. And I want to upset Dini. Like if you ever think about when it happens, it's never unsolicited. If Dini mentions Lupe on the air, it's usually followed by me slandering. This is not personal. You know what I mean? I don't dislike you at all. My guy's favorite rapper. You should see my Kendrick. You think you're bad? You should see my Kendrick takes when I get ready. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? You should see when I get too crazy about Drake, what May says about Jay. Like this is our dynamic. Like we're actually real friends. Like this is not. This is not 4 guys who got together and decided to do a podcast. Like we know each other in real life. We're friends in real life. We've broken bread, etc. We've gotten written up together at the jobs, so on and so forth. Okay, right. Like we got real mileage and real years in. So I think what happened last week was part of it too. He came in defensive. Since they didn't help with that situation, his discography might be overrated. That's fine. You know what I mean? That's his opinion. He didn't mention that, but I'm sure
I didn't even know he was going to pull up when I said that.
Right. Yeah. And that's the thing. That's what made me laugh to myself because he said, I know who y'all are. He said, I know what you do. Y'all are on my algorithm. So I've watched your work before. I'm like,
Blue.
Okay.
But did I pull punches? Did I pull punches when he?
Not at all. You still don't.
Nah, you kept it honest.
Talk your shit, son. Talk your shit.
So, the thing is, Mika Red said I would have hung up. I'm not gonna hang up because at the end of the day, I'm not like some other people on the platform, and I get accused of being emotional. Niggas call me a bitch and all of that. I'm just very honest. I don't think people are really comfortable with honesty, like direct truth. Whether it might be insulting or complimentary, I'm going to tell you what I'm thinking. And again, if you don't believe me, ask any one of my 3 brothers. I don't pull punches with them. They know they can't hang up and say they don't know what I'm thinking. I'm going to tell them. We might have to do some cleanup afterwards, and I'm going to tell them exactly what I'm thinking. And I think with Lupe was it felt like maybe he thought that I wanted to argue or I was misidentifying his point. And at the end of the day, it was like, no, I heard what you said and I understand that. But for me, as a consumer, as a podcaster, as a person who just watches shit, I didn't think it would be responsible for you as Lupe Fiasco, rap legend, rap shogun, he's all of these things, to make certain comments because it's not gonna go well for you. That's me speaking more so out of fear and not necessarily judgment. And he was saying, you know, at the end of the day, I know exactly what I'm doing and I understand that. So basically, it was a situation where I can't even say we left and we agreed, but we had understanding. I told him, I said, I respect where you're coming from. If you know why, if your eyes are wide open and you know what you're walking into, then who am I to tell you what you should or what you shouldn't do? I'm just saying at the same time, like, you don't have to do that. L jumped in, was like, yo, don't you think that's like, as a independent creator myself, don't you think it's a self-own for me, Job, saying that Lupe Fiasco shouldn't be on these platforms, you know, being in these situations? And I'm like, not at all. I said, first and foremost, I said I was thankful. At the end of last stream, in the midst of us in the scrum of the madness post Lupe, I also said, yo, like, it's still dope that a guy like Lupe does come on these platforms. But both things can in fact be true. I can be thankful for it, but at the same time, I can also speak to, yo, this is a little bit dangerous for you to do. Because at the end of the day, no one's, and I said it to them, no shots at quality, because I'm not familiar with bro. This is not, it's not even about him anymore. But I don't want anybody to misconstrue my words. Once you put that in the atmosphere and it goes where it goes, nobody's talking about quality anymore. They're talking about, you said there's hundreds of rappers better than Kendrick Lamar. I am not a Kendrick Lamar fan. I don't live and die with Kendrick Lamar. That's not my body. And I also had to explain that to him. I'm like, I said, I'm a Schoolboy guy. I'm a Pusha T guy. I'm a Jay-Z guy. Those are the guys that I might be biased towards. But everybody else, no. I even agree. We got to name it rappers that might be lyrically more inclined than Kendrick Lamar during the conversation. But if no one's talking about quality,
wait. No,
Yeah.
Here we go.
We'll talk about it another time.
Yeah, we'll
talk
put
about
a
it
Q
another
on
time.
that.
But sin, again, this is not new information. I've been telling you, I told you 12, 13 years ago, I thought Schoolboy was better than Kendrick.
Yeah. I
You know what I mean?
Good.
So I told him, I said, no one's talking about quality today. They're talking about you and what you said and how it's being perceived. You know what I mean? So after that, good build, super understanding, super positive. I thanked L for making that connection happen, because at the end of the day, it was never personal for me. I said, the only time I felt the way, and I told him that because they was trying to get him, he was like, you didn't let Lupe talk. I'm like, bro, I said, there was a whole hour of conversation where we hardly said anything. In the midst of that hour, did he get cut off a couple of times? Yeah, but he also cut us the fuck off quite a few times as well.
Bro, the way we waited so patiently for him to find that goddamn video that he wanted to show.
brother.
We sat through a whole lesson.
Ever so patiently.
Come on,
twiddling
man.
my thumbs waiting for this video.
Come on, man. I mean, some pushback, some arguing, and like I said to him, I don't care about agreeing. Agreeing is not important. I don't subscribe to agree culture. In fact, I hate it, because I feel like sometimes people just agree to go with the flow, and that's not how they really feel. And that's kind of what the conversation I had with him kind of swayed into, was like, there's a lot of people who are front facing on camera and they're not very truthful. They just say whatever. They go along to get them likes. So I don't do that. This is what it is. This is how I felt. I disagree with your position. I still kind of disagree with your position, but I understand where you're coming from. And that's what we left it. We left it an understanding, left with good vibes. Shout out L for that conversation, and shout out to men being able to converse. That's really what it's about. Absolutely. Men being able to converse, and that's it. I gave him my perspective, and again, he's a grown man. He gonna say what he want to say, and then lo and behold, we talked last Tuesday. That Wednesday, the Nas thing happened. I talked about that with Company Man last week. Once again, he says something, and it goes far. But by the time he said it and it already traveled, he cleaned it up maybe 10 minutes later, but the damage was already done. Once again, you're Lupe Fiasco. You specifically, you can, but you can't say that.
Right.
You cannot do that. You gotta choose your words more carefully, especially a person who's been, and he spoke about this with the whole Vibe magazine and this and that. You gotta choose your words carefully, because they're gonna kick your back in. There's some people, especially in rap, that people love kicking certain rappers' backs in, and Lupe's one of them. He's an easy target for talking heads. This is me saying this to y'all now. I didn't say that to him. We didn't get to that point in the conversation. But he's one of those guys it's easy for people to jump all over. He's not rah gangster nigga, street nigga guy. At least he's not front facing with that. So they look at him as a rap nerd. So and he always got something to say, or he's doing something that's controversial, and they feel like he's an easy target. That's my purview of the situation. But you gotta be careful. So that's I understand that he gonna say what he want to say, and he understood that I meant no harm in saying that you can't do that because you are who you are, whether you like it or not. You are who you are. Right. Respect. The end.
Salute.
I'm just glad it went positively. I'd have been mad at L otherwise. L didn't even give me a heads up. Literally, who this? Oh, I'm putting you on with Lupe. She didn't even give me no advance notice. I'm like, goddamn, bro. You know what I mean? Anyway, hit the like button, hit the subscribe option, hit the notification bell, follow us on Twitter. Like Macito said, if you would have told me 4 or 5 years ago we'd be having conversations with some of our favorites, I'd have called you a liar. You know what I mean? And here we are, conversing, right? And not fanning out, conversing with people that we listen to, people that we like. I would have never guessed the Rap Roundtable would have been able to do that. So I'm thankful. Quick aside, I'm gonna throw some bail real quick. Yo, leave BK alone. I know she was like the whole niggas be broke thing, and that kind of traveled and went where it went. I'm not gonna get too much into that conversation as far as explaining it. I'm just gonna ask y'all to Angel Reese. You know what I mean? Just stay with me. If she's a anti-patriarchy, anti-billionaire individual, big intellect individual, if she says niggas be broke, she's not shaming you. She's anti all of the things that we are anti. I know sometimes things hit hard in real time, but like, yeah, nigga, we all got jobs. We all work for a living. Like, we not rich. So in the way 45/47 is setting it up, is either you broke or you not, or you rich. You don't get to be in between no more. The middle class that Obama set up for us over them 8 years that we all benefited from one way or the other, they've been trying to phase that shit out the whole time. You know what I mean? Because too much people that look like us and like Sin was really benefiting from that middle class boom, right? So if BK say niggas be broke, she's not shaming anyone. She's not shaming a creator. She's too much anti big paper to shit on a person who's in the same position as her. I just want y'all to use your brain. Just for a quick second. Think about the source of the situation. If one of these rich rappers say niggas be broke, then you could probably recoil. But a person who's let you know what her positions is when it comes to today's world, let her be great. You know what I mean? And allow her to fuck up. Because niggas was mad about the interview and they was mad about how the Lupe thing was. Like I said to y'all last week, we might have cameras in front of us, but we are human and we're going to mess up. Allow grace. Let's not let internet presence supersede grace. You know what I mean? And especially allow grace to the people who've earned that grace. I think BK's earned that grace. So allow her, bro. I thought that was corny that niggas was jumping on her for that. She not even on that type of shit. But sticking with the ladies, India Arie, Young Miami, spin that Backlash. Yo, so since the Rap Snob brought this to my attention, I was completely unaware of what was going on. But as soon as he put me on, I immediately went to the internet and found some screenshots, and I'm going to read them to you right now. So in response to Young Miami leveling up her situation with that song that niggas is lying about, I stand firm on that. Y'all love it. India Arie says, I finally realized that not everyone wants to get free. And it was a very, very, very rude awakening, shaking my head, because the mass acceptance of this song is a crystal clear sign of this much bigger truth. Sincere the Rap Snob, you brought this to my attention. I know you have some thoughts. This is a volatile subject. I'm a little concerned about it. Deanie, behave yourself.
I'm calm.
What are your thoughts, Sin?
So I want to give the full picture because they were. First of all, I had no idea India Arie was so active on Threads. not X, not Twitter, but Threads. So
yeah, heavy.
She was actually responding to another thread that was talking about Young Miami in not a great light, right? Because she wrote a letter in defense of Diddy, I guess. And so she made a statement defending Diddy, and the poster, the person who made the post, was basically saying instead of like, recoiling, people gave her the song of the summer, right? With Spend That, right? Now, people are saying this is song of the summer. That's another conversation to be had elsewhere. We're not confirming nor denying. We're not agreeing nor disagreeing. But if you subscribe to that being the song of the summer, right? Arie had a very big issue with that, which Jarv just read off, right? Where she said, "I finally realized that not everybody wants to be free." Yada yada yada. Very rude awakening. The mass acceptance of this song is crystal clear sign that this much of this much bigger truth that people don't want to be free. And all of a sudden, like it's become this big Twitter conversation, X conversation, right? It traveled over from Threads over to Twitter, X, and I guess my thoughts on it is one. The thoughts that were expressed were not originally Arie's. She just kind of commented on a post on Threads, right? But naturally, when a name that's known that has a blue check next to it, that's been at award shows, that's had big songs and big singles, when that name is attached to it, now all of a sudden it becomes, there's a female artist on one side versus this other female artist on the other side, right? Now this kind of like dichotomy has existed for a really, really long time, and it's just manifesting itself recently with this NDRE versus Young Miami thing. I guess I'm on the side. I'm sort of on the side of NDRE just by the way that I am naturally, right? This is, in the sense that like I always feel like there's some sort of imbalance in mainstream hip hop culture, right? And mainstream hip hop music and the way it's depicted. Like I've talked for a very long time about like, coming up, we got to see, Biggie and Jay-Z, but also De La Soul and A Tribe Called Quest. We got to see, Kim and Fox, but we also got to see Queen Latifah and MC Lyte, and in today's landscape, we don't get as much of a balance, right? And so, I think at the end of the day, because people are making it out to be like, NDRE is hating. She really just came on Threads and responded to another person's post, and just gave her thoughts on it. I'm sure at the time she didn't think it was going to become like this whole, Twitter conversation, and this whole like, back and forth about who's right and who's wrong. But at the end of the day, like, honestly, nobody's really right and nobody's really wrong. Like, NDRE is mad that like the song is, giving, shouting out like, boosters and scammers and like, it's very materialistic. Look, we've had this conversation ad nauseum for like decades now. Like, there's always going to be these two sides of the coin. My thing about it though is that even though like me personally, I fall on more so on NDRE's side of the conversation and the argument, right? The fact that this resonates so much in society is more of a societal and systemic problem than it is a problem with individuals, right? And that's where I think NDRE kind of like goes wrong, is that like she's coming off like super judgmental, like, everybody don't want to be free. Like, people don't want to be free. They just want to be like sheep. Sometimes people just want escapism, And like, if this song kind of gives them a little bit of escapism, then so be it, right? I'm not a big fan of the song, right? But if that shit comes on at the club, I might mingle a little bit to it, right? I'm not gonna sing it, I'm not gonna
shoulder action.
I'm not gonna give it no shoulder action,
Can I just say one thing?
Yeah, of course.
With that little, I got my opinions, right? But just that spin that shit part, it got that little bounce spin that shit. You know what I mean? Back in the 90s, you see Diddy rocking with that. He throw the shiny suit. That part right there gotta. If there's any flavor to that song, it's that spin that shit part. That's all I'm saying.
And the
That's
beat
all I'm
that
saying.
plays right behind it that she says it. It's fire.
And the thing is, you know, we all know Indie Arie. We all know the type of artist that she is, right? We know what she stands for. We know her values based on her image, the music that she makes, you know, the way that she's appeared at award shows and videos, and we understand, right? I don't know. I guess I find it a little weird that like she wanted to comment specifically now. Like there's so many other examples of, you know, songs, not just female songs, but male songs, you know, like it's a weird, it's a weird statement to make in 2026 when this statement could have been made so many other times, so many previous times in, you know, years past. For her to like come out of the woodworks on Threads, no less, to make a statement on this, I don't know. Again, I guess maybe she was just thinking like it was gonna be innocuous, nobody was gonna like notice it or anything, and then all of a sudden people caught wind and it blew up and it became a huge Twitter conversation. But I don't know. I think there's ultimately a nothing burger. But if I had to pick a side, sure, I definitely see where Indie Arie is coming from. But also let people have fun for the summer. You know? It is what it is. My bigger thing is how did Young Miami take the song of the summer away from Drake? That's what I want to know. But I digress.
Deanie the balance.
I see where both parties are coming from. Like the video I seen in Indie Arie, she basically said like she's not telling you not to listen to the song, but she just telling you like the type of algorithm that you are on if you appreciate that type of song. And I kind of understood that. You know what I'm saying? The song is ratchet. It's a ratchet track, but to me it has a sonical pleasantness to it. You know what I'm saying? Like we said, spend that shit when a little beat kicks in the back end. That after the spend that shit is cool. Maybe she didn't have to say scamming ass niggas, you know, maybe hardworking niggas. I don't know. I'm just throwing some shit out there. But I think the whole Indie Arie is looking at it like, yo, if we make this song of the summer preaching about, you know, niggas based and everybody's cool with the scamming shit till they get got too. That's another thing I want to mention. Everybody's like scamming this, scamming that, till your shit gets snatched up in the algorithm. You know what I'm saying? And $4,000 missing from your account, all of a sudden it's fuck all scammers. Shout out to y'all niggas.
I call the cops, then.
You know what I'm saying? Get your paper back, B.
Nah, you supposed to charge it to the game.
Charge it to the game. Hey man,
Federal.
spend that shit, take that shit, whatever. Like, you know what I'm saying? But the point is, I do understand what you're saying. It is some hood shit to just be screaming that shit out. You know what I'm saying? And for some people, music hits them a little harder than it hits other niggas. Like I've listened to a million songs about lean. I've listened to a million songs about popping pills. I have never took a sip of lean. I've never popped a pill. There are some niggas though, that's gonna listen to this music and start like, you know what I'm saying? So I understand where her elements from. Like that could be like something that's pushed on the culture. So now, like little girls grow up on some like, yo, I don't fuck with no niggas unless he's spending that shit. Yo, you better go spend 5 racks on a Goyard bag. I understand her perspective from that, but she still did not say don't listen to the song, don't enjoy it. She didn't hate in that aspect, bro. From her own words, she just said it's not my type of time. If it's your type of time, enjoy that shit. But she know the type of time she's on, and I understand that, bro. Like most people can't walk both sides of the dark side and the light side of the force. Most people ain't Mace Windu. You know, so I just think like, most people ain't. Most people they hit a pill popping songs. A nigga, if he's not righteous, he might pop a pill. A nigga that listen to some shit, he might do some shit he's not supposed to do. Ladies, vice versa. You know what I'm saying? I just feel like she's saying it can have that kind of effect.
Private Pookie, we listen to coke rap over here. So you
that's
saying
what I'm
we
saying,
drug
bro.
dealers too?
Like,
what we doing, bro?
DMX has said some crazy shit in songs that I absolutely love, bro. But there's been some crazy shit. You know, and I feel like the message being out there, like to just like a nothing burger. It just, if you hear it, it just goes out the air. But there will be some people that will consume that life, and that will become their life. You know, that's what the tunes could do if you're not built for it.
Real quick on this boosting comment.
Yeah.
We've talked recently about the polo era, polo being big in the
You're
hood.
not ready for that conversation,
New York started
pricey.
we started that polo shit, and it spread everywhere else, including Atlanta, right? But we started that shit.
I was gonna say the South.
Guess how that shit started? The low lives boosting wild low out of Macy's, bro.
I'm gonna take it a step further. Most of your fly niggas, especially New York, the fly niggas, they was buying they shits from the boosters, bro. They was going to the mall, they was going to the outlet mall, stealing shit and then selling it on the block, my nigga.
They was either rocking it or selling it for the low.
Niggas ain't even boosting no more. Niggas is doing grab and runouts, bro. You see this shit that be going on nowadays? Niggas just going.
My neighbor's an OG low life. Shout out Prance Low. That's my neighbor. Like he'll shit. Now I almost want to ask him to come on the pod just to tell stories about that shit. Because he lived it. He's still living that shit. You know
Shout
what
out to them low. You know what I'm saying? Niggas from the culture.
All the low lives, my nigga. Like that's culture. Macito, what's your thought on this Arie and spend that controversy?
I'm very much in the camp of letting people enjoy things.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I don't listen, you like it, I love it. You know what I'm saying? So with the Young Miami part, I'm not over here stewing upset about Young Miami. Like, if anything, her finding her way to a hit record is kind of like a underdog story, considering the way shit was going for us. She was very much associated with another act this time last year. Like, so
she was associated with getting peed on a year ago.
Let's talk about it. You know what I'm saying? Big time water sports. You feel me? But I don't think I agree with what at least in my algorithm, is telling me a big pushback against Arie. To be honest with you, Arie, I respect her for off rip, like what you said, saying like she lives her raps. She was always very meticulous about the image she put out, the lyrics that she was a songwriter herself that she put in her music, the race. She always had a black love interest, like she always promoted very healthy and progressive things in her music and her
progressively
image.
pro-black.
Right, progressively pro-black. And you like, so from you often a message gets cut off at the legs because of the messenger, but she is as good of a messenger for this message as anybody, at least in this public eye, right? So I'm upset that people is getting at it because, like, who else but Arie would say that, right? Secondly, like, she's not technically wrong, right? I get you can be like a sour party, pooper type. You could be a boring person. Listen, if I walk into the bar, I might be a corny, corny guy. But if I say, hey, everybody in here should stop drinking, I'm still right. You feel me? Like, I might be the corniest dude alive, but I'm telling the truth. You feel me? So you gotta kind of get, I get like, it's that big C Dolores Tucker energy, right? People judging rap, people, often us, we all black, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's you kind of soft shoe around, people who are like you, right? So you don't want to go too hard because you appreciate the success that somebody that looks like you is appreciating. And that's kind of where we get caught up, right? So it's like, I get where people are coming from, but she's telling the truth, right? Like, sometimes medicine don't taste good. Like, she's not lying, right? About the culture, about, the messaging to the kids. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, she lived her rap. C. Dolores Tucker, who I mentioned, was trying to get a record deal from Jimmy Iovine the whole time. Like, Arie ain't trying to get a song on Hot 97. That's facts, man. She was trying to hustle behind the scenes to get a record label while telling people that rap were bad. That's not India Arie. She's just online voicing her opinion, like all of us here, like all of you are in the chat. She just was saying how she felt. Who was comment watching India Arie on Threads to
Right.
even find out that she said this? You know what I'm
Facts, bro.
saying? So it's like,
When's the last
I'm
time you heard the
sorry, like
words in Diary?
Yeah.
I wouldn't be the guy to go
Not
out
too
and
much,
say,
dude.
"Hey,
Not
don't
too
listen to
much.
this."
I'm just
Right?
saying, I haven't heard her I haven't heard like anything about her in so
No.
long. For her to be
Mm.
popping off, and this is the thing, is just crazy. For this to be the thing to make her pop off is just
And
crazy
then
to
you
me.
try to, and then like we're gonna turn Young Miami into the victim that poor India. You know what I mean? The poor victim that India Ari is bullying. Like that's backwards to me. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
So I don't like. For me, I'm not out here rallying against Young Miami. Like you guys mentioned, there are a ton of things that rappers rap about that come up on the list before Young Miami's boosting and scamming bars. You feel me? But as a conscious, as what I've observed as the conscious black woman that India Ari appears to be, this isn't out of the realm of the opinion that I think that she should carry. And technically, if we're being honest here, she's not lying.
Shit, y'all cooking. To me, this is just Young Miami continuing her City Girls arc, but just as Young Miami. That's the song itself, right? Think back to when City Girls first got on the scene, right? It's Young Miami, and I came to run my sack up. Tired assholes on my page trying to track us. Brand new chain, City Girls going platinum. I keep a baby Glock. I ain't fighting with no random. These are the first bars we've ever heard. A lot of us from Young Miami. So if we hear her make a song called Spin That,
Bars.
right? My initial knee-jerk reaction to that song was not the subject matter. Okay? It was, this song is motherfucking terrible. And yeah, I needed to put the MF in front of it. That song is, and I still think that song is terrible. I think her enunciation is terrible. It sounds like she's also in that class of people that sound like they hold their nose while they're rapping. Man, that shit. Man, that's what it sounds like to me.
Yeah.
It's not, to me, there's nothing good about that song. When Kiss and Fat Joe first heard that song and they spoke their truth before she ended up on the platform with them, they told the truth. The song is not good. I'm also tinfoil in this situation. I want to know who's the power behind this record. Somebody got behind this record and put the money up. Because this song is terrible. Outside of that one little spin that shit part, the rapping is ass. The chorus is ass. The song is unequivocally ass. That being said, I needed to get that off. That being said, me personally, I'm not trying to hear India Arie finger wagging.
Oh, come on.
I don't want to hear it.
But you agree with her.
I agree that the song is terrible. I don't agree about the subject matter because again, we had Sexy Red doing 2, 3
That's my thing. Where was India Arie during the whole Sexy Red run?
That's my point. If you cherry picking, because Sexy Red was right there.
This is the
face
part.
of CIA Entertainment.
When you don't call niggas out.
Sexy Red with the worst sex tape of all time. Pregnant throwing ass with some of the.
Why you?
And the thing is, I'm not mad at any.
You have to remind me of that, bro.
Ass. If you pregnant and you throw ass and you still fit with your belly, I respect that. But the amalgamation, look that word up, of Sexy Red subject matter, along with how she presented, along with the ass shaking while pregnant, and the dingy sex tape, there are other rappers you can pick on. The Young Miami talking about some scamming shit. And I'm gonna take it a step further. Because everybody wants to be up in arms, right? Everybody, this is why I always say, what I always tell y'all off the record. I live on Earth. I don't live nowhere else. I'm not no virtue signaling ass nigga. I'm not going to pretend, you should do it this way. Why did you do it? Nah, I live right here. These are the rules of engagement. This song, is this song not real life? Are there not ladies who want niggas to spend that shit? Do we, as men, do we not know if we come across a particular woman and we know if we don't got the bread to date her, we need to leave her the fuck alone? Do we not know that? So let's not pretend here. That's what I get mad about. Niggas is up in arms about this song like we don't know a young lady that live right around the corner who's not a rapper. She just fire as hell. She get fly. And to date her, you gotta match her energy on every front. So now, why we mad at Young Miami? Why we mad at her? We know mad Young Miamis right here in New York. There's mad Young Miamis right in Miami, in Atlanta, in Los Angeles. So now we mad because she made a song talking about spin that shit. There's a girl on Instagram right now saying she don't want no broke niggas. She's nobody.
But you know,
photo, no brokies.
Okay,
when she do the boomerang when they click the glasses together, no brokies.
I got you.
G baby, are they scammers? You know how many guys I know that scammers that was pulling baddies? The three of us have a former coworker that was a whole scammer, and we know his rogues gallery, and we know what they look like, and we know why he got them. Do we not?
I
ain't calling no names.
I hear what you're saying, but you know, on the flip side of that,
bro,
why don't we have any songs for like sensible
Young
living?
Harlem?
You know
why?
Like,
if we can glorify drug dealers selling drugs,
man.
if Shorty want a scamming ass nigga, we cannot rebuke them.
Let's go to Regal Theater on Tuesdays when it's $8 for the movie. Let's make a song about that. How about, let's go to the zoo on a Wednesday when it's free. You know what I mean? Let's go to the museum.
Listen, the law of averages says the Tuesday night movie and the
quite
zoo,
impressive.
Shout out
to my guy.
Maybe
man.
One in every 15 women are a super baddie in this climate. Not all the time. In this climate, the way the internet got shit fucked up, you might get 1 or 2 in this climate who are super. They know they bad. They don't, but their looks don't define them. So they'll do whatever. But the rest of them, you gotta spend that shit.
But why? When I got, I got this 2-for-1 coupon. Why?
She gonna go and talk about you in a group chat. This broke nigga got me here at Fridays. The $7.
$7 more.
What's wrong with being sensible in this economy? In this economy, what's wrong with being sensible?
Sam want to take her to the sip and paint with the coupon he got. She like, nah. Fuck you mean? I saw a girl get in trouble for saying that a first date gotta cost $500. Niggas was on her head in the comments, but that's how she felt, and she a baddie, and she said it gotta be $500 for the first date.
Listen,
and she's not Young Miami. She's not a rapper.
But here's the thing, though.
I found this great Groupon deal.
Just because you never and this is the fucked up part, bro. If you've never mentioned it. If you never mention this shit at all, you know what I'm saying? So when can you ever mention it if you never mention it though?
I think that's the universe like cutting Dean out.
The universe don't want us to get canceled, bro.
We're gonna take you out. Deanie, you gotta run it back. Your connection is waffling, bro.
Said you was about to wild out, Dean.
Nah, but no funny. I'm not even knocking the ladies. I'm again. What I'm saying is I understand the rules of engagement. I know the world we live in. I understand what we're up against, we being male and females. So it is what it is. I'm not mad at Young Miami. I'm not gonna disrespect the legendary Arie and tell her the FOH. I'm not gonna do that to her. That's not the energy that I want to be out there. But I'm just not trying to hear it. You know what I mean? Because before it's been it's generational. This ain't just happened. It's been this.
Yeah. But I would also like challenge Arie to like, I mean, again, I know she just commented on another thread. Probably didn't think it was going to be a big deal,
right?
But
should I read that one?
I mean, if you want to, I could read it. I have it right here. So the original thread post was talking about Young Miami. This woman stood by and defended a man accused of grape. We got to do it for the YouTubes. Human trafficking, revenge corn, assault, attempted unaliving, and more.
Well done, Sin.
I tried. I
How
tried.
about that? Social media veterans just here to
You
right.
heard?
We all watched him, beat the hell out of a young woman he groomed since she was 17 years old. She wrote a character witness statement on his behalf. She also doubled down on her statement that if her son were gay, she would beat his ass. And what did y'all do? Give her a song of the summer. Y'all are the reason we'll never be free. That was the original thread post.
Oh, so she going the ignorant route. Saying niggas is ignorant.
Right. So
She
then,
right.
so India responded with the reply from earlier, but just to keep the thread going. I finally realized that not everybody wants to get free. And it was a very, very, very rude awakening, shake my head, because the mass acceptance of this song is a crystal clear sign of this much bigger truth. And I mean, well, here's the thing is like, a lot of people are taking this as finger wagging, but again, I just take it as I think India Arie was just living her everyday life and saw that this post resonated with her and what her values and ideals and what she believes in, and she decided to respond, and then it just kind of caught wildfire. It got picked up by the social media monster, and it started going viral. It even made it to People magazine, right?
My thing is,
I think she. My
Go ahead,
fault,
man.
y'all. Cook. I was gonna say I think she did it very tastefully. She didn't enter Young Miami's replies and say I'm unsubscribing, did she?
You right.
Right.
You right. My thing is like saying that the Young Miami song or people liking the Young Miami song is an indicator of people not wanting to be free and ignorance. 45 and 47. If that don't tell you that niggas is ignorant and they want what they want, then you don't need Young Miami. Young Miami
like,
she don't get to be the tent pole for that argument when we got what's going on at the top of the food chain in our country right now. Like I'm not going for that. Young Miami's a product of her environment, and within her environment, these are the events of said environment. You know what I'm saying? Like we was joking about scammers and all of that before. There was times, boy, where you was afraid to go to the bar and pull out your credit card because the scammer was lurking, or they was putting the reader on at the bar, putting the reader because they knew the bartender on the shit. So when you swiping shit, they was getting your information. Like this scamming shit, this boosting shit, it been around. It predates us. It's gonna be here when we leave. A song about whatever is not gonna change nothing. It don't glorify nothing. If anything, it just highlights what's going on out here. You know what I'm saying? And again, it's like you got to consider your source. Much like I said with BK earlier, consider your source when you get to judging. If Young Miami will go on her platform, Carisha, please,
today
and talk about being peed on, are we really upset about her talking about scammers? She don't got a filter. Carisha, if anything, we might need to protect Carisha. Maybe she's too honest. She's filterless. Why are we mad at her?
Job sees a like-minded person.
Buddy. No.
I meant the filter. I meant the filter.
Okay. We don't need that out there. That's not true. Okay. I don't subscribe to any type of peeing. Okay. If it ain't going in the toilet. All right. Hey, man. Nah, I'm just saying she is who she is. What Hope said, you was who he was before you got here. That's who she is. I ain't judging her, bro. I'm not doing it.
Yeah, I mean, we could carry on this conversation for like hours and hours, and we don't, we've been on here for a while already. But I mean, it's just like a lot of shit is it really is about how you came up, what your environment is, and we listen to so many songs and lyrics and bars that we wouldn't act upon in real life, but we listen to it and we're like, oh, okay, that's where that person's coming from based on their upbringing, right? And that's what we got to look at. Like, what was their upbringing? Why was it the way that it was? What system was it that led to their upbringing being the way that it was, right? And as snobby as I could be, I still try. I try to look at things from the angle of, all right, they're saying some shit that I don't necessarily agree with or that I wouldn't do in real life, but I don't know their life. I don't know what led to them talking about that or experiencing that or even glorifying or celebrating that. Like, why does they celebrate that, right? And then I look at the flip side, and like you said, 45/47 in the White House, the biggest scammer ever in the history of fucking the United States. The goddamn biggest scammer of all time.
Boss.
The final boss of scammers is in the White House, right? And so, like, you have people, on two different sides. There's this other post, this other response from Arie also on Threads that I resonate with, right? Because she says, she starts it off, I won't read the whole thing, but she starts it off with saying, I spent my entire adult life caring way too much. And I resonate with that because I care too much, right? Then some people learn that lesson early on. I can't care that much. I got to get in where I fit in, right? Mm-hmm. And that's where people like Caresha come in. Spend that shit. Just
Sin,
I ain't got it, Caresha, but if he got it, let him spend it.
Ultimately, and I say this, I'll end here. I'll say this after defending India and basically saying that she was right. I think her biggest issue, Sin, is that she drank the Kool-Aid and really thought that the party was gonna die. You should have told him your boy was lying. Party will never die, brother. Never. Okay? The party stays.
What?
I seen you at the party, Sin. You were there. Shaking shoulders.
Who man's is this?
Shaking shoulders.
Oh,
you're a liar.
That's lied. Cool. That's cool. What happened to Aubrey's Song of the Summer? How Caresha got that?
He about to be on that remix. That's what's gonna happen.
You heard that? She's begging for it.
He better on that remix. He better bend the knee to Caresha right now.
I know he better not get on that shit and start singing. I ain't want to spend that. Like, you better not do that bullshit. Nobody want to hear that. Stupid ass vocals, man.
I wanted to spend it for you, but you did me wrong on our vacation. You may be mad and upset.
Dina, you got your internet right, bro?
Yeah.
What you want to say on this topic before we get up out of there?
Now, all I want to say is, as far as the whole, we can't say nothing bad because other things have been bad. I feel like that's a terrible route to do. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you know a nigga that killed 3 niggas, you be like, yo, you got to stop killing niggas. Well, your man killed 2 niggas, so you can't tell me nothing about killing niggas. I just feel like that's a bad precedent to go down.
It is, but that's literally how society works.
It is, but it's a bad precedent to go down because you can never check nothing because we could always find something worse than what it was and say you didn't say nothing about that. So why you saying something about this?
That's not whataboutism. Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Yeah, it's nasty work. But yeah, that's what I have to say about that.
All right, y'all hit the like button, hit the subscribe option, hit the notification bell, lock in to all things like Rap Roundtable, like, subscribe, notification. If you're watching this on the playback, do remember to swipe and hype. Watching this on Twitter, make sure you follow us. Make sure you like the video on Twitter as well. Log in, follow us on Instagram. We are everywhere. The clips will be flooding the Instagram this week, so make sure y'all pull up over there if you don't want to watch the long form content, but you enjoy those 90-second clips. You know what I'm saying? Log in. You know what I mean? Last topic before we get out of here. We got to talk about Jay-Z. It is Jay-Z week. It's a big week for S. Carter, Yankee Stadium. And you know what that means. If it's a big week for S. Carter, then you know you gotta hear from the rogues inside the Jay-Z gallery. This time we have none other than himself, he himself, Lance Rivera. You know what I mean? What is it? He scratched him. He went home without an aspirin. That guy, yes, that guy. He comes out here. Matter of fact, let me get my affairs in order before, because we have visuals and I gotta read some shit. So I want to make sure I get that together. But between and Dame Dash, it's like Jay can't even breathe no more, especially Dame. Dame, there's a clip of Dame out there. We're gonna get to that in a second. But there's a Dame Dash clip out there of him basically feeling like the gist of it was he feel like he deserved just as much credit for what Jay-Z is as Jay-Z himself. I'm like, good God, like dang, like for a man, you said you don't talk about other men, so on and so forth. Yeah, I don't know no more, man. I just don't know no more. And like, what? Dean, let me ask you this, because since you lost some time, at this point in Big 2026, what is it about Jay-Z that still got niggas so mad?
Success, still winning. Like, there's nothing like hating a nigga and then seeing him beloved by the free world, bro. It grinds your gears, it gets you upset. Even if the guy was a sucker and you see all the sucker shit, knowing that the rest of everyone else couldn't see the shit you see must bother you, must make it hard to sleep at night. You were side by side with this gentleman through all the endeavors, and then now we look 20 years later and like he's this iconic international icon that like is revered. And people are talking about the teeth falling out of your mouth. You get what I'm saying? Like, it's that shit as humans. You get what I'm saying? Just as a human, to be there, to watch that plant grow the way it did, to water it, you know, to make sure it got its sunlight, and then now you go away, and now that plant is a tree, like a whole oak, just looming over the forest. I can imagine that shit must be hard to deal with, you know?
That's tough. We got this clip here. I needed you to buy me some time, Dini, and you did well. I have this video here that I want to play. Lance Rivera on Art of Dialogue. You know, art. One thing about art know what to do and when to do it. You know what I mean? Here we are.
Yes, sir.
That you know, what people need to understand is that most of Jay-Z's intentions is purely based on marketing. You know, I was part of the rollout for, you know, the products that's going out right now in the streets. So, you know, I fell victim to that. You know, I'm used over and over again in that capacity. You know, like I said, you know, from the beginning, it's always been about marketing. You know, it's just that I continue to be the butt of the joke. You know, so, you know, he talks about trauma, but what about, you know, my trauma? What about people who lived it trauma? You know, that he keeps bringing it back up and back up, you know, and I mean, you know, I understand marketing and promotions, but, you know, if you want to send the message to your brand and your partnerships that you're dangerous and, you know, you'll threaten to hurt people using me as an example of how dangerous you are, you know, just to sell products, then, you know, that's, you know, up to him. You know, I'm not against him making money, you know, but like I said, you know, he talks about trauma, you know, he could afford good therapists, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, I have to deal with it accordingly. So, you know, but I'm willing, like I said, even with the open letter, you know, I wanted to do it.
All right. And he speaks about this open letter, you know. This is weird. You know what I mean? You know what? Let me make it clear. I respect a man for being at peace with himself and you know, comfortable within his feelings to do this open letter. But I'm gonna be a little bad for a second before I read it, because there was one thing he said that irked me, you know, and using it for like promo. I'm gonna ask this is a yes or no question for the panel, and this is a yes or no question for the chat. Chat, all you gotta do is write yes or no. I don't want no Clark, no paragraphs. Yes or no. I'm gonna start with Sin. When we did the Roots picnic and the freestyle dropped, were you thinking about afterwards? Yes or no?
No.
Mesito, Can't hear you. I need to hear it. You muted, bro.
My fault. No.
That's it. Do you need a balance? Were you thinking about un?
Nope.
Chat. Were you thinking about un? I see some no's already coming in. That is the point I'm making here. Nobody was thinking about un. Un can go to McDonald's comfortably. Un could have ordered his egg McMuffin with his hash brown, and nobody would have said, you know what? Yo, didn't Jay-Z talk about you? No, Un. No. All right. I'm gonna share the screen now because we have this this open letter. Okay. Slide share screen.
This letter is a lot, bro.
That's what I'm
Yeah,
saying,
It's a lot.
bro.
It's a lot.
So here we are. Okay. Can I scroll it? Yes, I can. Letter to Jay-Z, the week of Yankee Stadium. I added that last part. Dear Jay-Z, I'm writing this letter because your voice has always carried meaning beyond music. For decades, your journey has represented possibilities to people who were told to expect limitation. That's cool. But your story also represents something bigger than individual success. You became a symbol of what can happen when talent meets opportunity and when ambition refuses to surrender to the systems designed to contain it. For many people, especially within Black communities across America, your rise challenged narratives that said greatness could only exist in certain places, schools, neighborhoods, or social class. Starting right there, that's some good verbiage. That's some good verbiage, right? Then he also says that is why your voice still matters today, because right now the world feels heavy. People are tired, families are struggling, communities are divided. So many people are carrying anger, grief, fear, and hopelessness while trying to smile through it every day. We see violence becoming normal. We see people losing faith in each other. We see systems continue to fail the same communities over and over again while the culture keeps moving forward like none of it hurts. But it does hurt. I'll stop there and talk to my guys for a second. I'm a little. What does this have to do with Jay-Z, Sin? You're the most mature guy here, so I'm coming to you with this. What does this have to do with Jay-Z?
So far, nothing really. Like, I guess where I'm lost is, why undecided like right now to send this open letter out to Jay-Z. Like if he had any issue with what Jay-Z says or what he represents or how he carries his life, how he conducts business, his subject matter, any of it, like so many years, decades even, to make a statement about it, right? If his sole issue is the fact that he was mentioned in that freestyle, right? Almost what was that? Over a month ago.
Yeah.
Right? He could have dropped this that week. Right? He could have wrote this that week and dropped it on the internet. Like that's when he was mentioned over a month ago.
LP, yes, this is real.
But he drops it now, as you mentioned, as you know, your addendum, right? Like the week of his Yankee Stadium shows. This, I don't know, this reeks a little bit of attention. You know, that's how I feel about it. Honestly.
Right.
And like, you know, we remember what was that? Dear Summer, you know, we mentioned on back then. I didn't say nothing back then. I don't remember on saying, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong. I don't remember on saying much of anything back then. I don't know how many other times Jay-Z has mentioned Un's name over the years. But I don't know. This one time, he mentions it in a freestyle over a month ago, and he drops an open letter a month later.
All right, so let me finish reading this up. I'm not going to read the whole thing. I'm just going to get to the crux of it, which is where he attempts to land a dismount here. He says, The world does not only need entertainers, it needs leaders who can inspire people to think deeper about education, financial literacy, mental health, political awareness, economic empowerment, and community unity. It needs people who can remind younger generations that power is not only about escaping hardship, but about
All
reaching
right.
back and helping others rise too.
All right.
Your influence.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry to cut. Is he doing that with whatever resources he has? Right? Was he worried about that when he signed Cam or Charlie Baltimore?
That was
You
years ago.
know,
That's not
that's
2026.
I mean, that's a lot. That's a long time ago. What I mean, I don't know. Like, what has he done recently to work towards that? Like, can somebody point us towards an Lance Unrivera initiative that is working towards all the things that he's talking about in this letter?
Well, he continues on. He says, your influence reaches people that politicians, institutions, and media often cannot reach. That influence, I guess he's putting himself in that. That influence can continue planting seeds of hope, discipline, ownership, and awareness in places where hopelessness has become normal. That is real leadership. That kind of legacy lasts longer than charts, headlines, or business deals. Thank you for showing generations that growth is possible, that intelligence matters, and that resilience can become transformation. Respectfully, Lance Rivera. So, yeah, Macito's back. So, Sin, you make a strong point. Very, very strong point. He's not doing any of those things. But I think he's also in a position where he's very realistic about who he is. Lance Rivera in 2026 doesn't carry the cachet that Lance Rivera carried in 1996. Lance Rivera can go to McDonald's. He can be completely innocuous. He can be completely obscure now. He can be nondescript because there's a bunch of kids. He can walk by, go to a cookout, go anywhere. They have no idea that this guy is a legend in the rap game. They have no clue. But much like you, I take issue with the timing of this. Now, the logical person, and sometimes I try to do that, will say, well, why wouldn't he wait until this time? Jay-Z is going to be the trending topic this week with the big Yankee Stadium anniversary shows pulling up. What better time than now? So I get that. But at the same time, if you're worrying about trending and timing, then I guess I got to call this disingenuous. Because if you really felt that way, this letter drops Sunday or Monday after Roots Picnic. And if you felt the way about the freestyle, why did you like bloviate so much? Why did you Stephen Amy where you said a whole bunch of niceties before you tried to drop the hammer? This whole thing is because he mentioned your name in the freestyle. And at the end of the day, we got to stop. We've heard the stories. We got to stop making ourselves victims. Like Lance Rivera, Mr. You wasn't innocent when you and Jay had that fallout. Y'all was both ego-driven males. There was a woman involved. The end. Like, let's cut it out. Jay got crazy with you in the club, allegedly. Things didn't go the way you would have liked. You didn't get the upper hand in that, and it's been bugging you ever since. I'd rather him say that than take all of these interviews and these roundabout ways to try to, like, pull him down. And Hov got enough warts. Jay-Z don't need to pull him down. Jay does a good job of shooting himself in the foot. Let's be clear. So, this whole thing, it just feels like market employer. You sitting down with Art of Dialogue, a known platform for guys that got issues with people like Jay-Z and all of that. To me, you interneting. I could be wrong, and maybe I'm wrong for putting them in that box, but it just feels like you interneting, and if you got a real issue, you know what a Rock Nation office is. They're not going to deny your entry. Take that letter to him directly. Dini, you went first at the top of this conversation, so I'll go to Macito. Your thoughts?
Respect to you guys. I respect your opinions on this matter. Y'all drop some gems. But I feel like he's very obviously setting up some type of mental anguish lawsuit here. Like, am I bugging? Like, he's clearly like trying to say, like, I'm suffering trauma. He keeps bringing this back up. He's a
Cook, Mace, I
billionaire.
got you.
Why would he mention that he doesn't have the money for a good psychiatrist? Like,
There you go.
Lance needs some bread. Because if you watch Lance's last interviews cycle with Art of Dialogue, when he was going back and forth with Cam, it's referenced in there how Lance was doing bad and Cam gave him some bread. Like Lance needs some paper, bro. I feel
Mace
like this
talking.
is one of those the language that he's using in the the soft voice, the type of things he's saying. This is almost like the setup. He's gonna have his people reach out for a money settlement or a little bit of paper from Jay very soon. And if
No
that don't
question.
happen, he's gonna continue this train of, he's making my life terrible. I can't get work in the industry. He's blackballing me. Lance Rivera needs some bread, bro. Just like everybody else
Mace
in
on
this
timing.
Jay-Z, everybody else in this Jay-Z hate economy that's going on right now. Do you guys know that Oskino and not Calvin Klein? Who's the other one Jay used to deal with? He said he snitched. He said he ratted. The street guy. If y'all know who I'm talking about, the
Oh,
He
the
Haven,
on
Haven.
R2.
The
the
Haven.
Haven,
The
The
Haven.
Haven.
the
Fuck the
Haven and
Haven for
Oskino
Taven. That
have a
was the dog. Yeah.
podcast together. Like they do a
Yeah.
podcast together. Oskino from Philly that met Jay in 2000 and DeHaven from Marcy, who went to jail in the 90s, have a podcast together talking about Jay-Z all day. This Jay-Z hate economy is very impressive because
Mm-hmm.
unlike the Drake hate economy where only the YouTubers get paid, this Jay-Z economy is getting the YouTubers and Lance Rivera paid for these interviews.
Nah,
So
these interviews, it is a lucrative ecosystem
Yeah.
because Dame
lucrative,
gets
bro.
paid from these interviews, O gets paid,
Jaguar
Un gets
Wright,
paid.
Everybody.
and they all go to Cam Capone, they go to Art of Dialogue, they go to Vlad. Like all of them have multiple places that they're going for these interviews and getting paid to just talk about how Jay-Z ain't shit. So, Lance got a check for the interview and he's about to go beg Jay for another check. I don't believe nothing you saying. I don't even think it's
Mace.
for the clout. I just think
My
bro
guy.
needs some paper bad, bro.
My guy. So you seen it too.
So does the lawsuit make season? Now we are venturing into my favorite neighborhood in the rap roundtable. Reckless speculation.
Here we
You know
go.
it. Does this lawsuit drop the Monday after the weekend? A week from now, are we getting that paperwork logged?
Listen, he about to email Tony Busby to see if he got any free time for representation. You know what I mean? Can I go
Ops
get
linking
no
up.
pro bono? You know what I'm saying?
Get a little bag on the back end.
Nah, no
You know what I'm
question.
saying? Come on now. We figured something out.
Damn.
It's like Mace. It's crazy because while reading the actual letter, you know what I'm saying? The letter was a setup.
Am I bugging or Didi breaking up?
I'm breaking up.
No,
Nah, he's good.
All right, cool. Because I listened to it. I didn't even watch it. I just listened to it at first. You know what I'm saying? And everything was basically a build up to show how much money, how much influence, how much say, how much power over culture. That whole letter was just that, to just make Jay-Z sound like he's an omnipotent figure in hip hop. Now, everything that came after that, not the reading the letter, it's what he said after that. So I actually wrote it down because I was like, nah, I know I can smell a lawsuit on a nigga. I heard mad trigger words. The nigga said, most of Jay-Z's intentions are purely based on marketing. I was a part of the rollout for the products that are out in the streets. I fell victim. I'm used to going over and over again in that capacity. I continue to be the butt of the jokes. He talks trauma, but what about my trauma? What about the people who lived and keep living it as he brings it back up? I understand marketing and promotion, but if you want to send a message to your brand and partnerships that you're dangerous and you'll threaten to hurt people using me as an example of how dangerous you are to sell products, that's up to him. He can afford good therapists. I have to deal with it accordingly. He puts me out there in a negative light. It's starting to become redundant. Stop using me unless you pay me. That's what he said, bro.
But here's the thing about that. Here's the thing about that. He hasn't mentioned since Blueprint 2. Like on wax. Anyway. Right. Hov already caught a charge for that. Low probation, if memory serves me right. A throwaway bar and a freestyle, it's not enough, bro. Honestly, if
that's not even released anyway.
I will counter your as we continue to recklessly speculate. I love it. I will counter your point, and you're right. He's gonna try to sue. Y'all two have have lifted the veil. Like this sounds like lawsuit talk, right?
Crazy.
But at the end of the day, any smart lawyer is going to say, "Well, Mr. Lance, we're gonna have this pre-trial meeting before we go to the actual court." Well, there's
Put
this
down that donut, Lance.
put the donut down, Lance. And on this day right here, you're on Drink Champs. Is that a Rock Nation backed, Jay-Z backed platform?
Oof.
Yikes.
Oof.
You're on that platform talking about known Jay-Z, talking to known Jay-Z affiliate Nori about Jay-Z. There's this other gentleman, Art of Dialogue. Is that a person, Lance? Yeah. Well, you're talking about Jay-Z here, and here. At these particular dates, did Sean Carter mention you prior to these interviews? There's a countersuit because again, Jay-Z could immediately say this is harassment. Like he could flip the script immediately. These guys are talking about me, and again, it's already predated in the interview he did for GQ with our homie, where he says, "I've been constantly on defense. Now I'm on offense." That's also coded language. If he's saying he's been on defense and now he's on offense, that means that people have been taking opportunities to speak about me in a negative light. And the one time I decide to say something, you're going to sue me? Lance, you're here, and here. Mention these things. The one time that you responded to Jay-Z was just a couple weeks ago. So I'm sorry, you don't have anything here. Your trauma, no, it's not real. I'm sorry. It's not real. And that's the problem. Like, we can hate Jay-Z as much as we want, right? And again, he shoots himself in the foot a lot. But once you get into the legalese of it all, your shit got to be tight. You're not going to win. How much other guys, when that Busby shit happened, right? And the young lady said that these two gentlemen did A, B, C, and D. The quick payoff, try to get this story out the news cycle. The panic move. This guy, Hov, said, nah, I'm innocent. I ain't do that shit. Now he got Busby on the ropes. So if you're going to play that legal game, you got to be tight.
Yeah.
And again, if I could just pull up a Drink Champs episode with Nori, where you on there gossiping and telling your story and whatever the case may be, the counter's going to be, why can't I rap about it? This is my platform for artistry. The end. Good luck with that. That's nasty. I never realized that type of verbiage. He's playing a little. That's crazy.
And let me give him one more elbow drop, Joff. As the only cast member of the Rap Roundtable that's a big enough bozo to regularly watch Art of Dialogue, I saw the last Rivera interview on Art, and there was a semi-controversy because when Art straight up asked him, Art, who would interview the knife if he could, Art straight up asked did Jay-Z stab you? And he said, no, it wasn't Jay. And then when he did the Charlie Baltimore interview, Charlie Baltimore was like, why is lying? He was screaming in the club that Jay stabbed him. So you yourself, in these interviews have gone and said, hey, no, he never stabbed me. So what trauma?
And that's the problem when you act emotionally. When them emotions start to get triggered, you start yapping, and then that camera get to cutting on, and you start yapping some more. Then there's a person like Macito who's a maniac who's keeping track of everything said that's going to pull it up. Now imagine what the lawyer going to do. Are you sure you want to pay legal fees and lose? God damn. But now we waiting on it. I can't believe it. I mean, got nothing to lose. Got nothing to lose here. He could sue. If he's hurting like that, he has nothing to lose. If anything, he's praying for a settlement, and it don't even get that far.
He's praying.
All these guys got ego, bro. All they gotta do is go to listen to what I'm saying before we wrap this up. Dame Dash, Oskino, Lance, DeHaven, and whomever else. You can all go back to your Don. Go to the Rock Nation office. You know what I mean? Hope never said he was Michael. right? He's always called himself Vito. Vito was a lot more forgiving than Michael. You know what I mean?
Word.
Michael would have treated Orleo like Fredo a long time ago.
Chopped.
You know what I'm saying? Go to the Rock Nation office, give your apologies. Bobby Schmurder too, thank you in the chat.
Kiss the
I don't know
ring.
how Bobby Schmurder think Jay-Z wants to hate him. I don't even see the connection. Mace, you're gonna have to smarten me up. Like, what are the ties that bind in the future? Not tonight, in the future, that Bobby would think Jay-Z wants to sabotage him. I'm willing to be proven wrong, but I just don't see where the connections are. But for the rest of you niggas, you see how Beans was on stage? Beans spoke to his Don, and they've made amends. Young Chris, all those guys kept their rock chains, Freeway, etc. Go to the office, guys. Apologize. Even Cam has made amends. Capo, Jim Jones has made amends.
Come home.
Jewels hasn't made amends. Maybe Jewels needs to be added to the list. Jewels stayed with Def Jam, although Nori never allowed us to hear why he stayed with Def Jam. And that's a question I've been wanting to know to this day. Why did Jewels stay with Def Jam after the Rockefeller split? You know what I mean? But go to the office, apologize, go on the podcast, say, you know, we sorted it out. The past is the past, give some blanket statements, and let's move on. You know what I mean? It's more money, it's more bread to be made with Rock Nation. You see Biggs over there. Biggs ain't crying for money.
Right.
And we see the black hand of Rock Nation. Rose said one thing about Biggs, and what happened? Rose whole rollout got stifled.
Facts.
They said, calm down, bro. Calm down.
Come on, man.
Yeah.
Come on, man. Shout out Nas, though, real quick.
You got somebody that loves you.
It was written.
Nas, stay out the way. It was written 30-year anniversary. Make sure you made a good point. We got to talk about that. We're going to recklessly speculate on that in the future about why Nas don't show and celebrate It Was Written the same way he celebrates Illmatic. We got to get into that. I need all the Nas fans to pull up for that one, too. That's going to be a good conversation.
I mean, you know my answer.
Max.
For sure. Let them wait on that one, though, son. Let them wait on that one.
Wait on it.
We got a couple of super chats to get to. You know what I mean? After last week, y'all cashed us out last week, so I understand we had to scale it back this week.
A lot of love.
Jermaine L. Johnson, shout out. I was about to say there's nobody under the age of 30 on this list. Then I realized it's actually nobody under the age of 40.
Crazy.
Volumes.
Yeah.
That's what I said.
It is what it is.
Here's the uncles. Jermaine back again says Keem had a great album and a dope BET performance, hands down.
For sure.
He says again, B. Age is showing with this list. B. B. tried to be the guy that proves that he's logged in. I'm very disappointed in this list. Jermaine again. As a culture, we collectively agree that the Rick Ross bar about drugging and raping women was not okay. So there is a precedent that sometimes it's not just music. Well, you're 100% right. Yeah. But Carisha singing about scamming and go yard bad ain't the same thing as date rape, okay? Yeah. You know what I mean? We gotta
at all.
Right.
Honestly.
It's levels. 2HQ says this ain't just the time for Young Miami to be number one. Beyonce, even Glorilla could have gotten something similar off and we'd expect it. I mean, apparently it is. She got it one way or the other. You know what I mean? 10-4 had once again. Jermaine L. Johnson says Diddy covertly wrote and pushed the record. But Diddy don't write nothing. Spin That sounds like his pen. But the bop is a bad boy bop. You know what I mean? You can hear his voice saying that typical Diddy swag. I mean,
DBJ wrote that.
And while we're here, I know we're trying to wrap up. But I'll keep it short. We should try to look at like what does that say about society right now that a boosting and scamming anthem is the song of the summer right now. It's telling you that people don't give a fuck because we see the system that's around us and we see the scammers winning all the time. You know, like that self-righteous shit. Like we got to live our lives straight. A lot of people ain't looking at it that way no more, man.
Unironically, to quote BK, niggas is broke. So they gonna so fuck it.
Listen,
they try to get it. They try to get to it. However,
man.
But they try to get to it. However, you know what I mean. Like you said, that escapism. They don't want to think about being broke.
When I jump on the train to go to work, the amount of people I see just like fair hopping, and not just our people, white people, everybody. You know. Man. They're seeing what it is, and they're like, yo, like, why we gotta live our life straight?
I seen
all
a
these
video in
people over here
Georgia about a
living
person
crooked.
trying to beat the fierce in, and they got glass doors to take the train in Atlanta, and the motherfucker ran through the glass door to beat the train. You know how broke you got to be to run through glass to take the train?
Bad timing.
So
Jeez.
if people want that escapism, they want to escape their normal, and who am I to judge? You know what I mean? Again, 45 shot 47 over here doing whatever. We got bigger issues. Danny the Balance, take us home, man.
To each and every one of you who are viewing live right now, please, dips that voice. Hit the like button. Show some love. Subscribe. Tell a friend and tell a friend. We're at 26,000. We're trying to grow this pod. We're cooking. We love the support. We love the energy. Shout out to Jarvie. Shout out to Sincere. Shout out to Macito. I'm Dean the Balance of the Force. So with our powers combined, you know what the fuck it is. It's the Rap Roundtable. You dig? Monday Night Raw.
152 coming soon.
Hit the like. We out of here. We love y'all.
Appreciate
Look at
y'all.
the chat.